state recognition and fall. Meet the teams. First off, our state recognition. Up we have ladies softball. First up, we have Addison Arnold. Addie Arnold was voted second team All-Ohio softball selection. As a pitcher, Addison helped to lead the Golden Bears to the first district championship in school history. Addison holds several school records, most strikeouts in a season at 253, career strikeouts with 507, season wins with 21, season winning percentage at 91%, going 21-2, career wins with 38, career no-hitters with 3. Addie had a batting average of over 400 and holds the school record for doubles in a season with 10. Ladies and gentlemen, Addie Arnold and head softball coach Samantha Fowles, assistant Hillary Staton, assistant Brian Arnold, and assistant Madison Stockman. Also, just as note, handing out awards tonight is Pete Harold, the athletic booster president. Up next, tennis. We have Mr. Jay Fortner. Jay was voted second team All-Ohio boys tennis. Jay is the only three-time state qualifier in Bryan tennis history. He has finished in the top 8 in the state every tennis season since his freshman year. He holds the season win record at 38 wins and holds the all-time career wins record for both boys and girls tennis teams with 94 career wins. Jay finished both the 2021 and 2022 regular season undefeated with a combined record of 54-0. In addition, he led his team to the 2022 district finals and the team's first ever top 10 finish in the state polls. Jay will continue his playing career at Capital University. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Fortner. Varsity tennis coach is Mitchell Owens, assisted by Nathan Keel and Adam Swisher. Up next, we have Bryan track athletes. First up, Lexi Allspaw. Lexi was a shot put state qualifier and the school record holder in shot put at 39 feet 10 and a half inches. Up next, Aquina Kordick, the 300-meter hurdle state qualifier and school record holder in 300-meter hurdles at 45.42 seconds. And up next, Kate Thormeyer, the 1,600-meter run state qualifier and school record holder in the 1,600-meter run at 5 minutes, 13.11 seconds, and a 3,200-meter run at 11 minutes, 39.64 seconds. And from track, Mr. Joshua Taylor. Josh was All-Ohio in the 1,600-meter run, and got state runner-up, and 3,200-meter run, third place. He holds the school records in the 1,600 at 4 minutes, 14.69 seconds, and the 3,200 meter at 9 minutes, 16.49 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, Lexi Allspaw, Aquina Kordick, Kate Thormeyer, and Joshua Taylor. Track coaches are head coach Garrett Gleckler, assistant Scott Green, Chelsea Green, Josh Montgomery, and Ken Selak. Now it is time to meet our 2022-23 fall sports teams, starting off with the cheering team. Head coach for the cheer team is Christy Moore, assistant coach Kylie Meeker-Blad. The 2022 football cheering squad is returning with the following girls: varsity juniors Tate Blad, who is also second-year captain, and Karis Wheeler, first-year captain. Making up the rest of the varsity squad are juniors Emma Ainshelly, Chelsea Hurry, Olivia McDougall, and Mercedes Marino, along with sophomores Chloe Spizak and Hallie Six. Junior varsity cheerleaders are Annalise Gorsuch, Shaylee Kozer, and Aaliyah Blue. We're a very young squad, but the girls are energetic and ready to cheer on the boys of fall. The cheerleaders are led by head coach, again, Christy Moore, and assistant coach Kylie Meeker-Blad. We want to wish all the fall sports best of luck this season, and as always, go Bears! Ladies and gentlemen, our cheerleaders. Up next, Brian's cross-country teams. Head coach is Garrett Gleckler and assistant coach Casey Thormeyer. Seniors for the cross-country team are Chase Fackler, David Faust, Wyatt Garza, Jacob McVeigh, Ethan Moffitt, and Tyler Wolf. Strengths for this season are Xander Fackler competed at state as a sophomore last year. We have a group of strong freshman boys looking to make an immediate impact while earning their first varsity letters. Kate Thormeyer is back after earning first-team All-Leagues last year and advancing to regionals as a freshman. And Nicole Stickney is a very promising freshman for the ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, your boys and girls cross-country team. Up next, boys golf. Varsity coach is Todd Grosjean. Senior golfers are Drew Dauber and Beckett Stark. Letter winners back this year, Drew Dauber, Noah Heward, Gideon Mejia, Braden Hall, and Aiden Moore. The golf team finished third at the Defiance Invitational, fifth at the Colida Invitational, and third at the Paulding Invitational. All team members are Drew Dauber, Beckett Stark, Noah Heward, Gideon Mejia, Eli Schlade, Braden Hall, Aiden Moore, Kai Dauber, and Justin Murphy. Our team will be very competitive in WOL matches and look to be a factor down the tournament trail. Ladies and gentlemen, boys golf. Up next, girls golf. Varsity coach is Terrence Klingeman. Our golfers are Chloe Meeks and Madison Campbell. Our team has a varsity program for the first time in school history. Each contest will represent a milestone, and our girls will continue to improve as the season progresses. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian's first girls golf team. Up next, volleyball. Varsity coach is Melanie Reinhardt, assistant coach Karen Meister, JV coach Jess Robb, and freshman coach Bree Hug. Returning this year as seniors, Crystal Filliman, Paige Koonsman, and Blaze Langendorfer. Returning letterman, Crystal Filliman, Paige Koonsman, Blaze Langendorfer, and Ella Van Siexty. The 2022 Lady Bear volleyball team is looking to have another successful season. Our freshman, JV, and varsity teams have had a great summer and are looking to continue their hard work and success into this season. Our home opener will be Tuesday, August 23rd against Tenora at 5:30. Good luck to all the fall teams this season, and go Bears! Up next is girls tennis. Head coach is Mitchell Owens, assistant coach Chad Bassett, and assistant coach Adam Swisher. The girls tennis program lost 6 letter winners from last year's Final Four team as they look to reset in 2022. Two-time state qualifier Reese Grotehouse will anchor the team this year along with the seniors Emma Schenniger and Taylor Peel. The Lady Bears will be relying on youth to round out the remainder of its lineup while also adding 9 freshmen to the roster this year. In the Ohio Tennis Coaches Association preseason poll, the Bryan girls tennis team was named one of the top 3 teams in the Northwest Ohio district to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, girls tennis. Also introducing in absence the boys soccer team as they play over in the park. Head coach is Luke Collins and assistant coach Danielle McQuillan. Seniors are Tyler Wolf, Joey Watson, and Micah McCashin. Returning letterman Tyler Wolf, Michael McCashin, Joey Watson, Noah Diaz, Anthony Tomzowski, Dylan Koenig, Hunter Muhlfeld, Dom Malanga, Mason Welling, Caleb McCashin, and Caden Oberlin. We are excited to be returning 11 varsity letter winners. The boys will be led by a small but strong senior class and looking forward to developing some of the young talent on the team throughout the season. We're hoping to bring a strong and compact defense with quick transition counterattacks to the field. Ladies and gentlemen, the boys soccer team. Also in absence as they are playing the girls soccer team. Head coach is Sarah Thiel and assistant coach Delaney Miley. Seniors are Allie Redhead and Ella Miller. Returning lettermen Calista Wasson, Ella Miller, Avery Brown, Tabitha Taylor, Mara Smith, Macy Burton, Marley Yoder, Rachel Firevid, Ella Rao, Ella Voigt, and Kaylee Thiel. We have a strong group of 14 returning players and 6 promising freshmen. This is a wonderful group of girls who push each other and show up ready to succeed every single day. With their work ethics, leadership, and positive attitudes, we have the opportunity for a very successful season and tournament run. We are excited to grow as a team and see what this season will bring. Ladies and gentlemen, girls soccer. Last but not least, boys football. Head coach is Grant Redhead and assistant coach is Tom Goodrich, Scott Staton, Brian Arnold, Dick Kuzmal, Jacob Sturt, Brock Thiel, Craig Bosselman, and Tyler Hartsock. Seniors for this year's squad are Zane Bell, Elijah Breckler, Tayson Dekrosh, Brody Devlin, Dylan Dominique, Caleb Fernihue, Lane Holbert, Mason Keller, Aiden Pells, Landon Schilling, Tyler Spiezak, Parker Volmer, and Connor Whitler. Football, our strengths include offensive line, the running game, defensive line, linebacker depth, defensive backs, and quarterback. We'll need some receivers to step up and make plays against a challenging schedule. Our league, the NWAL, is the oldest conference in the state of Ohio, and our league features several perennial programs that are outstanding. We have other teams that will be a very tough and always competitive match. Any team in our league could knock someone off under the Friday night lights, but we are excited for this year. Ladies and gentlemen, the boys football team. Once again, everybody give it up for all fall sports teams. Last but not least, we have the Sherwin recognition. Junior Allison Vashaw is the Brian Golden Bear mascot Sherwin for the 2022-23 school year. Allison's grandmother, Kathy Spangler Vashaw, was the first Sherwin, which debuted back in 1958. The new Sherwin costume was funded by a joint effort from our Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Cheerleading Program fundraisers, and our Bryan Athletic Department. Sherwin will be on site at most of our Golden Bear athletic events. It is always a sure win with Sherwin. And as always, he says, Go Bears! Tonight's scrimmage format for the game against Napoleon is as such. Napoleon offense will play 10 plays from their 40-yard line. Bryan's offense will play 10 plays from their 40-yard line. Next will be 10 plays from Napoleon from Brian's 40-yard line, and then Brian will have 10 plays from Napoleon's 40-yard line. Next up will be JV sets, just exactly as a varsity. And then last off will be a varsity half with special teams, and that'll be tonight.
No, we're going to stand. I'm actually going to pull this chair out for right now. That was up here. You can sit. I'll tell. Good evening and welcome out to Bryan High School tonight for the football scrimmage between Bryan and Napoleon here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malang and Nathan Keel, and it's hard to believe we're doing this over again. It's hard to believe.
I know it feels like that game at Wasion was just yesterday.
It does.
Here we go.
But we've been through basketball season, very successful basketball season for the girls. Boys had basketball as well, softball season, baseball season with a league championship. So we've had a lot of sports in between there.
It has, and it feels good to be back, and hopefully we have just as much success this year as the teams did last year.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to welcome a special guest in here. You can come over and step over here. And it's Mark Rary here, our superintendent here. And can you hear me, Mark? All right. All right. Let me see if you can hear me. Let's see. Okay. So, boy, just a beautiful night for football. It's hard to believe we're getting going again.
Oh, this is, I always say, the start of the football season, the start of fall sports season, the start of the school year. So, for someone like me in my role and excited for the start of the school year, it's kind of like Christmas Eve a little bit. You know, you get a little taste of what is to come. So it's exciting to be here. The field looks beautiful. Seeing all the fall sports teams out there ready to go. I know they've been putting in a lot of hard work over the summer, and it finally gets to pay off. So exciting times.
It absolutely does. And, we've got the football season ready to kick off facing Napoleon here. And, got to meet the teams, and especially an interesting story about Sherwin, the new Sherwin mascot. Do you mind telling that?
Yeah, it's really neat. And I was shocked when I learned this for the first time. But our new Sherwin is Allison Vashaw this year. And little did I know that the original Sherwin started back in, I believe it was 1958, which would have been I call it the old new high school,
yep.
The Portland Street building.
Yep.
And her grandmother was actually the first Sherwin.
Wow.
So what was neat about this story and just seeing her out there, out at center field or out at center track, was they just purchased a new Sherwin mascot outfit. So she is breaking that in for the first time, and it's pretty neat how that's all come full circle. So a little bit of history there. It's always intriguing, and I'm glad that the family ties have been able to stay close, and I'm sure it's exciting for the family to see her out there tonight.
Absolutely, and the costume's very nice. We got to see it a little earlier on, and It's got a little bit of a claw to it, or a little bit of teeth, but not too scary.
Little tenacious, but with the elementary blend, right?
It's not going to scare the kids. We'll put it that way.
That's good. That's good. Absolutely. So getting ready to get things started. You guys, teachers, will be back on Monday. Sorry there, buddy. And then Wednesday.
I welcome the change.
Wednesday, all the kids will be back. But looking forward to some a great year here. Brian, any big things over the summer that happened?
Well, I'll tell you what. I was walking the halls the other day, and I saw student counseling, and they were doing some planning for homecoming festivities, which, believe it or not, are right around the corner. And I stopped in their classroom there, and I said, I am so happy they were there, because it's a little bit lonely working here all summer, and you're putting all the plans into place, and now you just hope that as they go into motion that they unfold the way you vision them. But it was a breath of fresh air to see the students back in the buildings, and they had some staff with them and planning, and it just, for me, it's exciting. A lot of hard work goes into the start of the school year and the school year in general. So yeah, students are back Wednesday, ready or not, here we come, and we're excited for great things to happen. A lot of excitement, but also a lot of anticipated success.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about the business, is just watching the success take over throughout the years, or throughout the year, and watching the students just build those memories that hopefully last a lifetime.
Just feels like it was yesterday that we were doing graduation, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazy how fast the summer goes. You blink and you try to get a vacation in here and there, and you try to experience some of the summer sun, and then before you know it, it's August 1st, and here we are.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Well, everything looks great. I was in there a little bit doing some interviews, and the building looks great over there at the high school, and it'd be good to get the kids back and get going. So.
Yeah, I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out to our custodial staff, who basically has that window of June 1st to August 1st to get things tidied up and cleaned up and maintained, and they just do a phenomenal job, second to none. So thanks for all their efforts, and it's put us in a great position to start off a great school year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this game is getting underway. They're going to do this interesting way. 10 plays for Napoleon against the Bryan defense from their own 40. It'll be the number ones that are going to go here. And, we'll get to see underway. Bryan had a big loss in Corbin Shepard, who graduated, and so it'll be interesting to see how well they do, against the teams on their schedule this year, and having to find a new running back. And it sounds like it's going to be a little bit running back by committee, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, that's a tough guy to replace right there. He was running the ball 40 times a game there towards the end of the season, and but they do return all five starting offensive linemen, so a lot to look forward to, Brian.
Anything big changes or anything this year? I saw that we've got some new stuff on the doors and things like that.
Yeah, we got a little blend of some branding out there, so you can see it on the event entrance for the athletic entrance, the purple and gold on the windows, so it's kind of twofold.
Just a reminder, fans, the concession stand is open, so head on over, get something to eat.
Our school spirit.
And support Bryan Music Boosters.
All right, you're good. It just was in my ear really loud.
No, but on the second hand, it just provides another layer of security as school safety continues to be at the forefront of all our operations, and rightly so. It always has been, but as unfortunate events unfold, in other places, we just always take those opportunities to continue to add to our security measures. So.
Absolutely. And it did give a little bit of freshening and color to otherwise not dull building, but a little bit of color to a brown building over there, a tan building.
Yeah, and there's still more to come. As with everything else, there's a little bit of lead time needed to order some supplies. So you'll see very similar renditions on the other entrances, and then also on the classroom doors inside the building, once you get inside the building. So
hard to believe that it's the 2022-23 school year coming.
It's here when we're ready, so it'll be fun. And this is a great test for us. Napoleon, always gritty, always works hard. Looks like they got a nice pass out there in the flats.
They're breaking a run there. Yep, a big pass with yards after the catch. So,
but this will be a good test for us, and it's always good to measure up where you're at coming into the season. Go back, review film, and make those adjustments heading into week one. Playing against a very good Van Wert team 7 days from now, so any polishing up we can do will be a good thing. So,
until the NWAL schedule kind of retooled or refreshed, Napoleon was always an opponent we played all the time. And, interestingly, they really match up much like we do, like as far as the number of kids in there, the kind of town mentality, gritty kind of towns. And, it's a shame we don't play them more often.
Absolutely. I mean, in the style that they play as well, it kind of matches some of the teams in our leagues. So it'd be a very competitive game, I'm sure, most years. And kind of miss playing Napoleon more often.
Yeah, they start with Defiance in that rivalry they have every year, and that should be a good one this Friday. And then Bryan has the longest opening night rivalry in the state of Ohio against Van Wert. They've been doing that for a long time. I once got into a debate about with somebody at Shelby about how old the conference was and how big the rivalry was with Van Wert, and they told me I was wrong, but I'm not. It's Bryan Van Wert is the longest opening night rivalry in the state, and the NWL is the oldest conference in the state. So, going to be a good test this year again for the Bears to go to Van Wert. And we're a year away from having a really nice stadium at Van Wert.
From what they got passed over
there.
Yeah,
they passed a bond issue that is going to basically do a gigantic renovation of their stadium. Right now, no real press box to speak of, and it's that WPA 1930s, built. I love it. It's in a valley there.
Yeah, the concrete stadium and stands.
Yep.
Yeah.
When they did that, when they did the bond issue, they wanted, they were talking about moving out to the high school, because I don't know if you've ever been to the high school at Van Wert, but they've got soccer out there and they've got stuff out there. But it was adamant when they talked to people that nope, we are going to keep the stadium where it is.
I'm glad they chose that as well, and I know that they've knocked down a couple buildings out there already from previous years and kind of have a tailgating experience and kind of community event each Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, we're watching the scrimmage between Bryan and Napoleon. This is Napoleon on offense. They're doing about 10 plays, and then the Bryan offense will get a chance to take over. So they're going to do this alternating 10 plays, and then they're going to do a live half with the clock going and everything like that. That'll be happening. So stay tuned. We'll have everything there. Any final thoughts before you head over to that girls' soccer game, Mark?
Well, I just want to, first of all, say congratulations. Some exciting news breaking this week that the Bryan Sports Network and Malanga Productions have partnered with the Western Ohio Sports Network. So I was thrilled when I heard the news and I saw your message come through, because what that means for us is more coverage and airtime of all of our athletic programs, and puts our athletes' names out there, puts our school out there, and hopefully people can see what it's like to be a Bryan-built, part of the Bryan-built community. And we're very happy to see that. So congratulations and job well done.
Thank you. We're excited about that. With Bryan, they're going to have over 100 schools that they will be covering, 14 counties, and Bryan will be the only school that has its own time slot every week at the same time.
That is phenomenal.
Wow. 17 years in the making. You said this is your 17th year doing it?
This is my 17th season. 17th year of doing it. I missed football my first year, 2006, but I started in the fall of 2005. But basketball was the winter of 2006 was my start. So.
Wow, impressive.
With the loss of BMU in their cable system, we were looking for a TV partner, and this just made sense. They want to get more up here and cover more up here. Now, that doesn't mean the games that were on Channel 26 are gone. They're still going to be doing those games. In fact, WSN is going to be carrying the Defiance Napoleon game Friday Night Live as Napoleon gets another good pass and run. But the chance to be on there is just really exciting, and it's going to just be great for all of Northwest Ohio. So
yeah, well, we're excited, and congratulations again. Job well done.
Thank you. We appreciate it, and it's a lot of hard work, but it all works out in the end, which is great. So we appreciate you joining us, and go root on that girls' soccer team.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mr. Rary, and we'll see you on
Enjoy
Monday.
Your final weekend of freedom. We'll see you Monday.
I haven't said those words in a while.
I like it, though.
The
It'll be good.
Superintendent here at Bryan with us. Thanks for joining us. All right, back to action now. Football scrimmage. Thank you.
All right.
Well, it looks like so far here, from what I've seen from Napoleon, they're back to the old Napoleon that they used to be, and running the ball there under center, pulling a couple guards there. They got some buck sweeps. They've caught the edge on a little bit, and Bryan is replacing some defensive backs and some guys on the edge, so it's going to take a little bit to catch up to that game speed.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bryan, we're going to talk to Coach Redhitter, or play an interview with Coach Redhitter in just a little bit. But in talking to him, the offensive line is really the strongest part, I would say, of our team this year. And so it'll be interesting to see how the offense is, again, losing Corbin Shepard. And then on the defensive end, losing Nick Harold, that's a big loss there. So
yeah, right in the middle there. And like you said, with the offensive line, hopefully you don't have to worry about anything up front. And if you're a running back or anything like that, if you got those hogs in front of you, hopefully they can make some holes for you.
Yep, absolutely. Napoleon goes over the middle, incomplete pass there. So our games will be on Q96.5. Every game will be live on the Q every week, and then we'll be here on BryantSports.com live when we can be. We will tell you that for Van Wert, we are not able to do it live, as Van Wert, as a member of the NFHS network, you can pay to watch that game if you want to with their huddle cam kind of situation. But we hope you'll listen on the radio and then watch us on Saturday morning on BryantSports.com. And then again, as Mark mentioned, our agreement with WOSN, we will be on Sundays at 1 o'clock. And so we're excited about that as well. And we'll have a time slot every Sunday to watch the football games, and also during the week. You can get that on cable in Bryan on Spectrum on Channel 19, also over the air on 26.1. We had it on today. We got a cheap antenna at Walmart, put it up in our office, and we had it on all day today watching old playoff football games. It was
That's great news then.
Yeah, so it was great. So little water break here. Napoleon will head over to talk about it. So some names we're going to see. Jace Kepler and Dylan Dominic are going to be kind of dual quarterbacks, and Coach Redhead said in our interview with him that he's not decided yet who's going to be the number one, and so he's going to start with both of them will be playing until they get a consensus there one way or the other. Remember, Jace started the game season last year, got injured pretty early on, and Dylan had to come in and take over. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Again, losing a running back, so it's probably going to be a little bit of running back by committee this year for the Golden Bears. So
it's going to be tough to figure out that one out. I mean, you got Aiden Pells and Sam Harold. You got a lot of athletes on Bryan's side of the ball, but those guys also play defense. So at some point, Coach Redhead's going to want to give them somewhat of a break, but he's definitely got enough bodies back there to run the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Aiden Schellenberger probably going to be somebody we'll see in the mix there for Bryan at running back. Napoleon will come back out of their timeout. And Napoleon, just that they're in the NLL, that league is going to expand. And so there was some talk back in the time as things were going different. Oh, Bryan has now taken over. So we'll see who we've got here. It's going to be Kepler, who will hand off. Right up the middle go the Bears, pickup of 12. And that is Aiden Pells. And then there's a flag on the play afterwards. So Aiden Pells wearing number 2 tonight, and so is Jace Kepler. So 2 will be handing off to 2. It's interesting when you have no real uniforms using the practice jerseys. Napoleon, I'm not so sure if Napoleon's in their practice jerseys or if they're not, but we've got a Napoleon roster. We'll try to call some names to you guys. This is just a tune-up for us as well. So we're using that to get figured out here. So
a lot of times they'll switch jerseys here in scrimmages, so other teams that are scouting them can't get a good feel for who the kids are.
Kepler will go back to throw. He'll have to scramble out of things. He'll pick up about 10 yards, and they'll whistle it dead. They don't want anybody to get hurt, so after a 10-yard pickup, they'll whistle that down. Bears, first couple plays moving the ball. I didn't see what the penalty was.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what it was either.
Face mask?
Okay.
Face mask.
I mean, so far you had 2 plays there for Bryan, able to pick up 10-plus yards on each play.
So Pells remains in the backfield. About the only one you could pick up is Zane Bell out there.
Yeah.
Parker Vollmer as well. So this will be a pass across the middle, almost picked off. That, I believe, was Carter Brown. But again, I'm not sure, wearing 24, that's the number on the roster here for the regular, but that also could have been Tayson Deckrosh. He's listed as a wideout. I don't think it was Sam Harold.
I'm not sure if it's Maddox Langendorfer maybe.
Could be Langendorfer, yep.
Hard to tell.
So we've got double wideouts on the far side, one wideout on the near side. Kepler will take the shotgun snap. He'll go to his left. He's being pursued. He'll throw the ball. Catch is made. That's Carter Dominic. I can tell him anywhere with that long hair out from underneath the helmet.
Kidding.
So Carter Dominic gets a first down. Interesting to see him this year. He played last year in kind of at the end of games, but didn't make too much noise. He did letter, though, as a long snapper.
Yeah.
He was the long snapper this past year.
He's a big athletic kid.
He is.
I think it's really going to help him with playing varsity basketball last year in baseball with competitiveness and the speed of things. I think is going to help him out. He's not going to have an adjustment period.
That'll be a handoff that goes maybe a yard. Actually, I think he may have lost a yard or two. That was Pels again.
That's one of those there. You had your guards pulling, and sometimes your timing can be a little messed up in the preseason a little bit because you're practicing against each other, and the scout team may not be going full speed, or it's a different speed of the game. So those are things you really want to work on here in a scrimmage like this tonight.
Kepler in the backfield, waiting the shotgun snap. He'll take it. He will hand to Pels. Pels will make a move. Pels will go to the left side, break a couple of tackles, and he will pick up about 8 yards. So nice running again by Aiden Pels.
There we go, and he's getting the brunt of the load here so far for the Golden Bears. We haven't seen any other running back come in yet, and but really he's been picking up 8-10 yards a carry, and so the offensive line is doing what we thought they'd do.
Yeah, absolutely. So trips here on the near side, one wide out on the far side. That's Tayson Dekrosh if the numbers are correct. Low snap, Kepler. He got a man in pursuit. He's rolling to his right. He'll throw down the field and throw it out of bounds. There was an intended receiver down there, number 24. Carter Brown listed, but I don't know if that is Carter Brown or not. So Napoleon scored on their 10 plays. Brian has not so far. I don't think we've been through 2 offenses. We may have been with.
No, just Napoleon started with the ball there.
Man in motion, they'll hand back off to Pels. Pels will make some man miss, get up about 5-6 yards. And I like what I'm seeing out of Aiden Pels.
Absolutely, yeah. I like this where you're not getting hit until you're 5-6 yards down the field. And a kid like Aiden Pels with his size, he's going to fall forward most of the time.
Yeah, Pels also plays linebacker. So, again, this is going to be an interesting little chess move with how they're going to do things this year with these guys because Shepard didn't play defense. And so when you have I don't know if they'll be able to pick up a guy that can, or a guy will pick it up so the Pels can have a break on the bench and not go every snap, but we'll see what happens.
I don't think he's going to take any breaks on defense either, being in that middle linebacker spot.
Rolling to his right, catch is made there. And inside the 10 to the 6. Again, I'd love to know if that's really Carter Brown, but we're going to keep saying it is until somebody tells me
until somebody corrects us. But you can see already Kepler with the rollouts.
Yep.
And most of the pass plays here have been roll out left or roll out right, and that's the type of quarterback that Jace Kepler is. He's more of your mobile threat there.
Double wideouts on the far side, one here on the near side. Back in the backfield. Tight end is Carter Dominic. Snap comes back. Kepler makes a man miss. He will hold on to the ball and scramble, and he will scramble forward, and he may be in. They're going to say he got to the 1.
And Pass Pro kind of broke down on him a little bit there, and again, that's what Jace is able to do there is wiggle his way free and almost scoring a touchdown.
All right, they're going to swap it out here. Kepler says he had a touchdown, but Napoleon will come back on the field, and we'll go from there. Now, what we're going to do right now is we're going to play an interview with Coach Redhead that I had yesterday, kind of talking about the season. We're going to not talk right now, and then when we come back, we'll chat a little bit about what Coach had to say. So we're going to do that right now on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Welcome back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malenga alongside Coach Grant Redhead of the Bryan football team. And, Coach, it's a beautiful day for football.
Yeah. Definitely is. You know, it's nice and cool. This is why I moved to Ohio. It's not 90.
It's not 90 or humid. I bet that was a trip.
Yeah, the older I got, the harder it got. And I'm just blessed to be in Ohio, and, you know, when it's 78, 80 and cool and loving it.
Absolutely. Well, you're in your 8th season here. I can't believe it's been 8 years already here.
Yeah, it's surreal. Yeah. It really is.
It absolutely is. Let's just recap real quick the 2021 season. Finished 5-5, 3-4 in the league for 5th place. You had 5 wins against the teams with the losing records, averaging 27 points per game. You had a pretty balanced offense last year, 1,700 yards rushing, 1,500 yards passing, and you only gave up 24.8 points per game last year to opposing teams. So what word or phrase would you use to describe last season?
Well, you know, we were a little disappointed. I should say disappointing. It was a letdown. You know, I thought we could have won that PH game and gone to 6-4. You know, some of the other ones with kids being out because of COVID and injuries and things, they got away from us. but that game was close. And, I think we learned a lesson last year that we'll battle through those close games better this year. But, 5-5 is disappointing to me. I mean, it's not a losing season, and we haven't had one in 5 years. And, that we always work for 5-5 or better, but you don't want to be 5-5. You want to be better.
Absolutely. Well, you lost 6 starters, 3 on offense, 3 on defense, but you returned 12 on offense, 6 on defense. And offensively, when you talk about losses, I think the biggest loss you're going to talk about is Corbin Shepard as your running back.
Yes, I mean, he was a fantastic back, did a great job for us, and, ran physical for his size. And, it's just hard to replace a guy like that. Plus, he was just an offensive player. So now we've got guys that's running back by committee because all of them play on the defense too somewhere. So we have to sit there and keep it balanced, make sure they have enough gas in the tank for the fourth quarter.
I was going to ask you that. He had 282 carries, 1,300 yards, 22 touchdowns, broke a school record, or tied a school record, and he was a first team All of NWAL. So we are going to do running back by committee. Who are we going to see out there?
Well, Aiden Pels is our main back. He's done the best. Sam Harold's going to be there. We have a couple others, and we're going to have to decide which one will be the third, whether it's Aiden Schellenberger, who's a junior, or Damian Wolf, who's a sophomore. George Brown's in the mix too. He's just got a little hamstring issue right now, so we got to wait until he gets healthy and really see what he can do. But we've got 5, and we need 2 to 3.
Yeah,
if they're all playing both.
It's a good
ways.
problem to have.
Yeah.
To have multiple personnel. Offensive line looks to be very strong and loaded this year. That would probably be the strength of the team.
Yes.
If you had to pick?
Yes. I would say definitely with the offensive line. The one challenge they have is to play consistent because we didn't always play consistent last year. And yeah, they were all juniors, but I had a couple that were 3-year starters. So, I think they've grown up in the off season. I'm hoping they grew up and that they can keep that mental focus so that we don't have missed assignments and missed blocks.
Yeah, we don't want any of those. That line is led by Parker Vollmer. He's a second team All NWAL guard. Zane Bell, second team All League tackle. And those guys are the big uglies up there. And you guys, somebody described it, Coach Savage described it today as maybe like a college kind of looking line.
Yeah, there's a lot of schools that have, big guards and tackles like we have. Tyler Spisak is, right just at 6'1" and, 245 pounds, and, he's playing real physical. It's just if we can play as a unit and we can be physical as a unit, and we don't have any weak links, which they all have experience, so we should be fine.
Good. The quarterback situation, both quarterbacks back, both played last year. Jace Kepler was injured in the season. He was 78 for 112, 899 yards, 8 passing touchdowns, 35 rushes, 144 yards. Dylan Dominic, 47 for 84, 623 yards, 3 touchdowns. They're a clear starter here, or we're both going to play?
Well, we're going to play them both until one comes up and is the clear winner, and they both are working defensive positions as well, and we're going to put athletes on the field. So if Dylan starts, then Jace could play some slot or receiver, and he also plays safety. If Jace starts, Dylan can play some H-back tight end and play some defensive end. So
you got some options.
Yeah.
So it sounds like more than other years, you have a couple pieces you can move around. It's
well,
not
and
just
that's
a specific.
When you got kids that are smart, that know what they're doing, and that can pick up different positions quickly, it gives us a lot of flexibility.
That's good. How about the wide receiver position? Trent Wolf was the team leader last year in that area, 34 catches for 474 yards last season. He graduated. What does the wide receiving corps look like?
Well, we're inexperienced. We have Maddox Langendorfer back, who he played some. Drew Hahn played some. And actually started against Wasion corner, so that helped him. But most guys are new, and they've had a good camp. We need to see how they're going to be with some other varsity guys on them. And hopefully they're taller. We've got a big receiving crew. Size-wise, it's just we got to be able to make the plays and make the catches.
Absolutely. Tight end Sam Harold played that position mainly last year. He had 19 catches for 337 yards. Are you going to see Sammy in that mix at tight end? Or
he can play there some, but we're also right now we have Carter Dominic there. He's a sophomore. He's about 6'2", real long and rangy, and runs well. So You know, he's going to be at the H primarily. Sammy's going to be at running back, but we can play him at an H if we need him.
Gotcha. Carter, we saw a little bit last year in the end of games, and he did look pretty good.
Yeah, he's had a good summer and a good fall, and you know, preseason camp. So you know, hopefully he keeps developing.
All right, so offensive keys for you this year.
Well, we have to move the ball consistently. We cannot go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out because of mental mistakes. You know, we have to make people beat us. We can't beat ourselves. And that's what happened last year when we would sputter on drives. It's because of a missed assignment or bad footwork on a block up front, not necessarily our running backs. You know, it all starts with the offensive line. And when they had a rough night, everybody had a rough night.
That kind of led into my next question, your offensive concerns, and you're saying basically mental mistakes are the concerns.
Yeah, the focus. You know, you have to do your job on every single play or else it doesn't work. And, you know, getting that across to the boys and making sure that they, you know, understand that mentality, and no matter if they're tired, they got to be sharp between the ears.
Absolutely. What is Brian going to look like offensively? Are you going to want to run the ball first, pass the ball first?
Well, you know, we want to run the ball, and it just depends on what the teams give us. You know, we are just as good at running as we are as passing. You know, I prefer run game and nice long drives, 10, 12 plays. Clock management, and it gives the defense time to rest. And especially some of the two-way guys, you know, we can rest them a little bit if the offense is doing well without them. But, you know, it just, every game's different. And, you know, some games we're just going to have to play them and get to the fourth quarter and see what happens.
Really based on the opponent.
Yes.
All right, let's move defensively. Key loss there, Nick Harold, 4-year letter winner, 44 stops, 4.5 tackles for loss, 6 sacks. First team all-league. And then you had Connor Brown, 42 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. Second team league. And I always like Connor Brown because he played golf on a Friday, you know, for the state. Came back here and played Friday night. He's an impressive kid. But those two, a big loss for your defense.
Yeah, you know, Carter was the one that got guys lined up in the back, and you know, he got better at it as the year went on. It was rough against Van Wert, and but I think it's improving, and it's going to continue. You know, we've got some good kids in there that are smart, that are able to understand what we want them to do, and we've kept within our scheme, but we've simplified it for them. So you know, they're losses, but I think that you know, we got good kids coming up, and we should be fine.
Linebacking core appears to be veteran. You've got Aiden Pels in there, Sam Harold in there as well. Aiden led the team with 92 tackles. He was the second team all-league. Sam Harold had 77 tackles, 2 interceptions. So linebacking core seems pretty solid.
Yeah, you know, I've got 2 good linebackers in there, and they're good run stoppers. They're just football players. And then you know, at outside linebacker, I've got Eli Breckler. That he was inside. We moved him outside. He's been doing a good job. So that's going to help a lot too.
How about DBs and corners?
DBs and corners are an area that's tested. You know, we have some kids with experience. They're not healthy at the moment, but they're going. You know, we're hoping to get some back. So you know, that's where depth comes in, and that's where you got to get everybody ready. You just can't put all your eggs in one basket. So it's next man up mentality. But we should be okay at corner. You know, safeties are a little more inexperienced, but they're getting the scheme and they're doing well in practice on what we're throwing against them.
That's good. Taking a look at defensive keys this year for you.
Well, it's fundamental tackling. You know, we have to get to the ball, and you know, we have to tackle. We can't miss tackles. We can't have broken tackles. You know, last year we had some. You know, we'd hit a guy square up, and then he'd bounce off and go. Van Wert went for a touchdown, and you know, it's those things, the fundamentals. You know, we got to be as physical as we can up front, and use the scheme, and you know, put the offense in some conflicts.
All right, your defensive concerns.
Well, you know, I got 2 new defensive tackles in there. I got 3 guys that only play there, and they're backups on offense. So hopefully they can hold down the position. But if not, I'm going to have to get into some 2-way guys and get them going.
All right, special teams. Dylan Dominic back to punt and hold. Is that true? That's going to be the case there. Carter Dominic was your long snapper last year.
Yes,
he returns.
he's back.
And then kicker. Quinn Brown graduated. Obviously, Quinn had a pretty good career for a few years. And, what are we going to be doing as far as kicker?
Well, we've got Brody Devlin. He came out and he was kicking, and playing some receiver and doing well, and he's doing a real good job kicking, for a first-year guy. We also have a few others. Jace Kepler was kicking today, and we're just going through to make sure we have options. And some guys are better at a squib kick, some guys are better at a deep kick, so depending on what we want to do, depends on who's in there. Brody's our place kicker. He does a real good job with field goal and extra point, so we're pleased with that.
So it's not the same guy potentially that's going to be doing
Yeah,
that.
Brody will do all our PATs and field goals, but we'll go with Brody and/or one of the other guys for a kickoff. It just depends.
How about you punt returner, kick returner?
Well, we got Maddox, Langendorfer, Drew Hahn. They've done it before. Those guys. Carter was back there last year, but these guys are real sure-handed, and I just told them, all you got to do is catch the ball. If you do anything after that, great. But if you catch the ball and it doesn't roll down to the one, I'm happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
But nobody really that can break it for speed, or maybe?
Well, Drew can, and Brody's got good speed, and he showed that. So, we've got a couple guys that can take it all the way. It's just, I just told them, don't worry about the return until you got the ball.
That's right. Special teams keys this year.
Well, we cannot have like bad snaps and balls over our head and block punts and things like that. We had 2 of those last year, and one against PH and one against Liberty that just put us in a hole, and it's hard to dig out of those. So we can't help the other team beat us on special teams. We have to win that battle, and we rep them a lot, and I think we'll be okay on them. We've always been pretty good at special teams since I put a lot of focus on them, so hopefully that stays.
So any concerns with special teams?
No, I think that's one of our stronger areas, and that shouldn't beat us.
Okay. Let's move to the league for a second. First off, NWAL, always a tough league. You guys got picked 5th in the league, and as we talked at the beginning of last year, I think you got picked 4th, and you guys thought you were better than that. How do you feel about this year's 5th pick?
Well, we were 5th last year. We're 5th again this year, and you don't get respect until you earn it, and you make people respect you. And I told the boys that. I've been decent. So in PH, we've always had good games with them. Never got blown out except for year 1. So I think that we can sneak up on some of them. And the 2 toughest games we have are Van Wert and Liberty, but the other ones, I think we can go right at them, and it's going to be pretty even.
Surprise some people.
Yes, I think we'll catch some people sleeping on us.
So you mentioned Van Wert. That's the opening game, and that's primarily been one of the longest openers in Ohio. Mm-hmm. It's always, for the last couple of years, it's been a real tough game. They've had a state championship in there. They've had consistently good stuff. I've been doing this for 17 years, and there's been some years where Van Wert's been really down, but they've been pretty good as of late. We'll let Nathan Keel get into it with you about the specifics of Van Wert, but do you have any quick thoughts on Van Wert?
Well, they've had a great run of talent, and this is the thing. It doesn't matter if you got Nick Saban coaching you, or if it's Joe Schmo from nowhere. It doesn't matter. If you've got horses, you're going to do well, and you can't win the Kentucky Derby with a mule. So you got to have thoroughbreds. They've had some thoroughbreds, Owen Treese, and they've got Connor Pratt now that's just as good. And both, their quarterbacks play DN. That tells you something about them. And they've had a good group of tough-nosed kids come through, and I can't wait for it to end. But it's it just is what it is. You got to line up, you got to play, you got to do your best, and if they make enough mistakes and you play well, you can beat them.
Yeah, they always play hard-nosed football when you play against Van Wert.
Yeah,
it's take your lunch pail to work kind of mentality.
Yeah, and we've gotten behind early, and we've always mounted comebacks and gotten better as we adjust. I just need my kids to start fast and start at game speed, and that's our biggest issue. It has been, for a couple years, and I've tried everything, and I laid it on. Said, hey, you gotta start fast. Don't get in a hole. Don't get down 2 touchdowns before you start playing.
Right, exactly. Any final thoughts on the season before we let you go?
Yeah, we have a season, and it's we don't have all the COVID and the things, and it seems to be getting better. And like I said, it's just playing is enough, and you want to do the best for I tell the kids, do the best for yourself, your family, your town, your team, and everything will work out. You just got to do your best. And if we can keep that mentality of just best is the standard, then hopefully we can have a good season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck as we go on through the season, and I appreciate you being here with me. And Nathan Keel will be taking over the interview duties, so you don't have to see me anymore this season.
I'm going to miss you.
Well, thank you to Coach Grant Redhead and Chad Savage and everybody else for being here with me on the Fall Sports Preview. For all of us at the Golden Bears Sports Network, I'm Chris Malenga. Don't forget to visit bryansports.com for all the details on the Bryan High School athletics here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Have a good night, everybody. With Coach Grant Redhead here on the Golden Bear Sports Network, bryansports.com. Chris Malenga here with you, along with Nathan Keel. And Coach, have to replace a couple of real strong players there that the Bears lost, including a running back.
Yeah, so it
great.
That didn't look pretty there for a little bit from Bryan, and working out some of those kinks, and you get some new guys in there, throws timing off. So it's a good thing it's a scrimmage tonight, and kind of shows you what you need to work on.
Absolutely. So Dylan Dominic in at quarterback right now for the Bears as they're on their second series of plays here. And the protection has been okay. He's had some time to roll and do things like that, but that offensive line for the Bears is really going to need to hold their muster as they can for the season.
Yeah, I think so. And
nice pass there as he kind of threaded the needle. Is that Carter Dominic that he threw that to?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Little brother-to-brother connection there.
I bet they practiced that in the yard.
I think so. You're probably right. And I think just getting settled down there if you're the offensive line, because you saw them earlier, they were able to run the ball pretty well against Napoleon, and it's those pocket passes there that you saw a lot of those pressures come in with.
And we're trying to figure out who some of the guys are. We got Carter Brown as 24. Now Dominic's going to get sacked.
And that's one there. You got that pass protection. The running back coming up. Little miscommunication, it looked like, with the offensive line and the running back. The running back probably not sure where he was supposed to go on that, and the rusher came off the edge.
So that'll be Bryan's 10 plays there. So we're going to – I think Napoleon's got – does Napoleon have 10 more? I'm trying to keep count here.
Oh, I believe they do, yes. Yeah. Napoleon offense, 10 more. There'll be JVs coming up here.
Yep.
For 10, they'll go 10 and 10.
Yep. And then 10 and 10 again, and then we've got a live varsity half. So that will be something we'll try to get into the rhythm of. We've had a lot of interviews that we're going to be releasing here, but we also got to chat with the volleyball coaches. We got to talk to the volleyball coach, soccer coaches, and we're looking forward to airing those. We're going to run another one while we got some downtime here, and we'll get a chance to hear from one of our other Bryan High School coaches, and we'll be back with live action in just a bit. Welcome back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malenga alongside Melanie Reinhardt, the volleyball coach here at Bryan High School. Mel, did you enjoy your summer?
What I can remember of it, yes, it was so fast this year, but we got a lot of stuff accomplished, so it was kind of fun.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about, before we get into this year's season, let's talk about last year a little bit and your thoughts on that and how we did and then who we lost.
Well, we had just a lower year last year, but it was such a fun group to coach. Like, I would coach that group every year. They came in and they worked really hard. We did lose our 4-year starter in Gwen Spangler.
We were talking about that on the way over here.
So, I mean, that is one of our biggest losses, just in leadership purposes and just the way that she played and the way that she carried herself and the way the girls looked up to her. So that was a huge loss for us in that. And we lost, a 6'3" right side in Ellen. You can't really replace 6'3". You can't replace that height. But, she did a great job for us as well. And then we're also missing our libero and Jordan Beck. So, I mean, there are 3 big seniors that we lost, but I feel like the girls this year have come in with a lot of purpose and a lot of determination to have a successful season.
So you guys probably have gotten together a little bit over the summer as you
could.
Yeah. And then officially you can start today, is that right?
Yes.
All practices start today. So what have your early observations been about how they've been?
This group is super competitive. Like, no matter what we do, they make it competitive. And we don't have a big number on varsity. We might only play 7 girls this year, but those girls are all-around players. They have done a great job this summer, and they put their time in the weight room. They've put their time in the gym. and we had a great showing at our Dunes camp. So it's kind of exciting to now officially see them every day and not just a couple days a week.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the makeup of the team this year. We lost some really key seniors, but we've got some talent coming up.
We do. We've got 3 seniors coming in, and we've got Crystal Philman, who will be our setter. She ran a 5-1 last year, but we changed her role a little bit, and now she's going to hit and set. And then we've got Paige Koonsman, who's been a 3-year starter for us, so she's going to play our middle, and she's improved heads and tails from last year and got a lot of confidence. And then we also have Blaze Langendorfer on the outside, who just brings a ton of power to us. And then we've got another letter winner in Ella Van Stenskista. It's hard to say her name sometimes, but she has put in a ton of time in club and in the off season, and she's been a really threat in the middle as well, and she gets to play all the way around. So all those girls are playing all the way around, and they've got great leadership skills coming in.
That's awesome. So let's take a look at your schedule, how it lays out. I mean, obviously you're in the NWOL. It's very competitive.
Oh, yes.
The ladies athletics has had a pretty good couple years here in the league.
Yes.
So what do you see the league shaking out, and then what are some of the games that you're looking forward to in the non-conference?
Yes, we have an extremely tough league, especially in volleyball. Like, we were 4th last year, and then, you know, coming off of also 2-time NWOA champs. So, you know, we've got a lot of pressure coming into the league, and everybody seems to want to beat Bryan no matter who they are, no matter what type of season we're having. But, you know, Archbold is going to be strong coming in. They were strong last year, and they're one of those groups that, you know, are very, very competitive and have some power hitters and power servers. So, you know, Swanton is always going to be good. Liberty Center is going to be good. And, you know, it's just a super competitive league, which is exciting to prepare us for, you know, districts and sectionals. But, you know, we just want to come out and make sure we compete every night. And, you know, hopefully we should be up there at the top as well.
How about some non-league games? That I know that Bryan, as a philosophy, always seems to schedule teams that are going to make you better for the postseason. Is that the case with volleyball as well?
Yes, and you know, sometimes you never know with some of those groups, but you know, we're not letting Savage take over our schedule and put Toledo Central or Toledo on there. A lot of Toledo schools that St. Ursula, when he scheduled that, we're going to stay away from that one. You know, we're joking saying that every time he takes over, you got to be state ranked or whatever to play us. But you know, Napoleon is going to be strong this year. We played them this summer, and we have a lot of more D2 schools on our schedule. We go up to a tournament over Labor Day weekend in Toledo that has some really, really strong talent that we get a chance to kind of prepare us for sectionals, because our sectional and district has jumped up even more of a notch now, adding Liberty Benton to the mix, adding Otsego to the mix, Lake to the mix. So, you know, we've got to really prepare ourselves to make a tournament run.
Absolutely. And you in the league, you guys are like in a larger division than most of the league teams, right? So the league doesn't really prepare you necessarily for what you're going to see in the postseason.
Yes, like Wasion has now jumped up to Division II as well, so they can kind of be up there with us. But you know, the D3 schools in our area are one of the strongest in the area as well. So that's kind of nice that we have that ability to play those schools with Tenora, Fairview, Archbold, Swanton. I mean, those are all going to be great competition for us to prepare us.
All right, so tell us, if people, you know, aren't real into volleyball, tell us a little bit about what kind of play you're going to be. Are you more of a defensive team? Are you more of a passing team? Like, what are people going to see when they look at you this year?
Our group is a lot of fun to watch. They play almost everything. You know, we did lose a lot of our defense, but we've got a strong libero coming in as a sophomore with Mackenzie Mason, and she literally will play everything in the back row. But, you know, we have a very, very balanced group that can play all the way around. So you're going to see a lot of power in the front row. We have a lot of power hitters, you know, along with defenders back there that can do anything that we ask them to do. So it is going to be fun to watch. You're not going to see a lot of balls hit the floor. You're going to see a lot of kids hitting the floor for the ball. So, you know, they're going to be able to pop a lot of things up, which is kind of fun to watch in volleyball. It's almost like everyone jokes and says, it's keep balloon off the floor, which it really is. Like, you want to keep the ball off the floor. So, you know, they play hard, and we've got a lot of fun kids coming in that have that mentality of just play hard.
You talked about playing 7 potentially for the varsity. What is the program as a whole? How many you got?
We have about 22 coming out this year, which is a little bit lower than usual, but we like to play our freshmen. We always have a freshman team, so we like to play our freshmen and a lot of JV. So they get 5 games a night, so you'll see a lot of freshmen playing a couple games on freshman team and then coming up and playing on the JV team as well, which, you know, in the long run benefits your program 100% because they play more than anyone else in the program, and they get a lot of confidence coming in. So we do have a lot of kids that are going to play multiple teams on there.
So where do you start out with? Obviously, practice officially starts today,
Yes.
but where do you start out with your first games and things like that?
We have about 5 scrimmages coming up, which are going to be pretty tough. We have Ayersville coming up even Thursday, so we've got to right off
Get
the bat.
quickly into
We
it.
get right in there, right off the bat, and then we do go to a St. Mary scrimmage, which has a lot of teams that we'll see from the south in our district, which kind of gives us a great idea. But then we start right off the bat, right after school starts with, you know, Tenora, Fairview, Napoleon.
Yeah, well, you start out really easy.
Yeah, like we have the easiest schedule you can know. And then, you know, we pretty much have 5 games in a week and a half.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's one of the things that you'll have to figure out with volleyball is that we can play 22 matches in basically 2 months. I mean, we're constantly playing where you don't see a lot of practice. So we try to take care of it a lot. And the 2 weeks that we have right now, take care of everything we can because we don't have a lot of time.
Right into the fire as you
We
go.
do, yeah. Like, and we're throwing kids into the fire. We have a pretty young team. We do have another sophomore on the outside with Kenzie, and then we're playing a freshman in Nora Koonsman. So, you know, we do have a young group that has to learn the mentality of just move on, play a game, and you got to move to the next one. So,
Absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck
Thank
this year
you.
as you get started with the volleyball season, and you know, we hope you have a good season and get that league title again.
thank you so much.
All right, Coach Melanie Reinhardt of the Bryan Lady Bears volleyball team. Back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Back to some live action. Now, this is the JV for Napoleon and Bryan that are doing 10 plays apiece, and then they'll swap and do it all over again. While we're here listening to the interview with Coach Reinhardt there, we were trying to grab some numbers, so hopefully we can sound like we know what we're talking about when we get to the actual scrimmage part. If you're watching on the screen right now and don't see any score or time running, it's because right now we're just doing some scripted plays, and we will not be doing any clock or anything until that last little bit of the scrimmage. But talking to Coach Reinhardt, and you actually made this observation as well, that she has some height.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on a good day, I'm about 6 foot tall. And at picture day, I couldn't believe how tall the team was overall. I mean, about every girl out there, and, you know, from sophomore through senior, seemed like they were about 6 feet tall.
Yeah, so they're looking to do some good things, and she said it's a fun group to coach, and they're very intense group to coach. They're very focused, and so I think that'll be a good situation, and hopefully the Lady Bears can get into the winning column there for against a very good league in the NWL for volleyball as well.
I think so, and they got a lot of experience coming back with some of the players in there, and I think they're looking for a good season this year.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we're going to see. It's time for Bryan, or if Napoleon just called a timeout here. While we wait, why don't we hear from girls soccer? Sarah Teal is the new coach for girls soccer. She comes in from she's from Indiana, and she played high school soccer and played club soccer all through college, and she actually overlapped with our own Luke Collins, boys soccer coach, during college, so they know each other, and so that team is coming off of a ton of success, and we're going to talk with them. We're going to talk with Sarah here right now, in fact. Welcome back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malanga alongside Sarah Teal of the girls soccer. You're a new coach here at Bryan for the girls soccer team, and let's meet you and learn a little bit about you. And the first thing I learned about is you have an Indiana license plate on your car.
That's correct, Chris. I do live in Indiana. I work here in Ohio. That's actually how I heard about the area. Was through work. I work at Alton Banking Company, and just good community, good soccer program. I was excited to be a part of it. Grew up playing soccer, so I wanted to continue having some involvement.
I was just going to ask you about your background in soccer. Were you a high school player?
Yes, played since a kid. I actually grew up in Michigan, so the Indiana plate's going to throw you off even more now. Went to college in Indiana, moved back to Michigan for a little bit, ended up ultimately deciding to move to Indiana, and just kind of split my time working there, or working here in Ohio. My husband had a job in Indiana, so we found a good middle ground.
Nice.
A big thing for me is giving back to the community, so I wanted to find a way to get involved with the place I put roots down for work.
That's awesome. Now, you are inheriting a pretty good soccer team. They've had a pretty good run of success the past several years, including league championships and things like that. When you come into this as a rookie coach, you know, and having that kind of history, Is that put you in awe? Does it make you a little nervous? How are you feeling about things?
Well, quite honestly, the girls make my job really easy. They're professional, they know what to do, they're excited to play, they're hard workers, so I just kind of get to guide a few points here and there and have fun with them throughout the season.
Now, you are inheriting a team that had much success, but you're also inheriting a team that lost 5 very good players, and we're talking about Allie Zimmerman, we're talking about Lily Schlade, we're talking about Mallory Stopp, we're talking about, Addie Arnold, and we're talking about Delilah Taylor. I remembered all of them. I'm kind of proud of myself there. But, I mean, those players were really key into this, and when you look at things like all-league honors and then Allie's big honor nationwide, that's hard to replace.
They're definitely irreplaceable players, but I think our girls are going to step up and really fill those shoes. They were lucky enough to be able to play with them and kind of be mentored by them and learn some of that skill. And we're bringing in 6 new freshmen. We've got really promising talent on the team, and I think we've got a good run for it this year.
Just to recap with Allie, I had to look this up. She was on the high school Scholar All-America team, one of 72 female players to win that award. That's pretty big.
Pretty outstanding, yeah.
And I think it's the first time in school history that's ever happened. So, you know, you're right. I guess I hadn't thought about that way, that the girls learned from them and kind of saw. So they've kind of put their mark on this team already, even though they're not here anymore.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about your team. You said you got 6 coming in. Do you know how many numbers you have total, like where you're at number-wise?
We have 20 total.
Okay. And so are you going to have any JV capabilities or primarily just a varsity team?
We're going to stick with the varsity team. We're going to rotate through, get a lot of playing time, and build our whole program up that way.
Awesome, awesome. And I know you're doing some stuff with the youth program. You said you were here in the summer doing some stuff. And then Friday night, when you get things started for real, we've got a youth camp that's going on.
Yes, last year it was part of the league where we laid mulch and volunteered and held a camp. This year it's not required anymore, but we're still going to continue that. So we'll have a camp from 3 to 4 right behind the field here. And actually Bowser High School is going to help host that with us, and we'll play them later that night.
Yeah,
so it's just an hour camp for the local kids.
And then that's a double header. The boys will play at 5 o'clock, and then you get to be under the lights here at this beautiful facility to play Bowser and get things started. Have you looked at the schedule yet? Have you familiarized yourself with any teams yet? Watched any film yet? Do you know what you're going into yet, or you kind of learning as you go?
A little bit of both. Saw some teams at Summer League to kind of get a taste for the types of teams we'll be playing. I'm still familiarizing myself with Ohio, to be totally honest with you. But Archbold, Evergreen, and Wauseon are going to be the ones that will be on our radar this year.
The league, tough, top to bottom, every sport. The league is not an easy place to play, and for so many years, Brian has kind of been a part of that and at the top of the standings, and so they're going to have a target on their back. Does that make things a little more challenging when you've had some success in the past?
Well, the girls know that they have a target on their back, but they've also gotten a taste of what it's like to, play at that higher level soccer, and they're excited to go pursue that again. So we'll have some wins, we'll have some losses, but we're just going to take them as they come.
What is your goal for the program this year? Kind of a new year, new coach, getting familiarity. Past has been successful in the league, but then the tournament, lost the first game in the tournament last year for the girls. What's kind of the thought here? Is it a good tournament run? Is it a league championship? What's your thought, philosophy?
I think we'll have a good tournament run. Despite anything else that happens, you'll probably talk to any coach and they'll say, yeah, we want to win, or we want to, be the next, whatever that title is. But I want the girls to have fun. I want them to have a memorable experience. I want them to develop, whether that's one skill set or whether that's 30 skill sets. I want them to be leaders for each other and be role models. And if we can do all that and have fun and play some good soccer, then it's a successful season.
Tell me a little bit about the team and the makeup as far as, are you going to be an offensive-minded team, a more defensive-minded team? Do you want to play at a fast pace, a slower pace? Do you want to, do you want to run and gun? What are kind of some of the things you're hoping this year?
So I'm going to come in with more of an offensive-minded strategy, just because I'm naturally more of an offender than a defender. We have strengths all the way through, from keeper all the way up through striker. We've got really strong players in every position. I'd rather do more of a find feet and more of a fast pace and slot the ball versus just a kick and run. Obviously there's a time and place for crosses, and we're working up top to make some good runs and figure out where to weave players in and out. But I think we've got a really strong team front to back.
That's awesome. As we're recording this, you guys just finished a scrimmage, and so you got to see yourself against. Were you against another team tonight?
Yes, we played Anthony Wayne's JV team. They're a D1 school, so our girls got to play a little bit higher level soccer tonight. They did phenomenal. It was hot. It was an aggressive game. They held their own. We ended up as 0-1, but the girls stuck with it the whole game. They never backed down. So I'm really proud of what they did tonight. And they were all still smiling at the end, so they had fun.
That's good. You always want that. Tell me a little bit about what you expect on Friday night, your first actual varsity game. It's going to be under the lights. Should be a good crowd because the boys are here first and the girls fans will come too. And so how are you feeling about that? What are you looking forward to the most about Friday night?
I feel really good about Friday. I think we'll have a great shot at the game. I'm most looking forward to seeing the girls' excitement. I mean, they play soccer because they love it. I want to see them excited to play, come out there, ready to have fun, ready to work hard, ready to support each other. I think we're just going to have a great time.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in your inaugural season here. Any final thoughts before we go?
I just appreciate the opportunity. I'm excited to work with the team.
All right, Sarah Teal, the girls' soccer coach here at Bryan High School. We're back. Nice talking with Sarah Teal. She's got her work cut out for her being a first-year coach and taking over a program that has done really well at the NWOL, but she's going to figure it out. She seems very sharp and very personable, and she's always looking out for the girls and wants them to have a good season. So
it's a great group of girls as well in the soccer team, and got Delaney Miley as the assistant coach there, and Delaney played soccer here at Bryan a few years ago, so she's familiar with how things are ran and whatnot. So, I think they're looking forward to some success again after that league championship last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And they started out the season just with, I think they were 6-0 to start the season. So they were they were very strong. So taking a look here at the JV for Bryan, Hudson Wheeler's your quarterback, and he has been harassed all the time here. He's throwing a pick that was a tip that was picked, and he has not had very much protection at all. And so the offensive line for the JV is going to have to work on that as the season goes on.
Yeah,
sure.
and getting those reps here in game situations as opposed to in practice. Sometimes, depending on how practices go, maybe JVs only get 10, 15 plays together. So a lot of times these are where they're going to learn a lot of their lessons at, and the speed is different as well.
Absolutely. So Napoleon's JV will take over once again at the 40 of Bryan. We'll see how the Bryan JV defense can do. I don't know if there's as many two-way players on the JV as there are on the varsity, but
yeah, I'm not real sure, and it's just difficult again with the numbers and because you have, like you pointed out during the break there's 3 number 5s on the sideline, and
hard to tell who's who. So it's always we try it out. We try to do our best. So, but our first game is going to be against Van Wert. It'll be a week from tonight at Van Wert at Egger Stadium. It'll be pregame will be about 6:30. We're live from Van Wert on Q96.5. The video broadcast on BryanSports.com will be tape delayed. It'll be airing Saturday morning around 8 o'clock if you want to watch it for the first time, and then it'll be on demand anytime. And then you can also watch it on WOSN, the West Ohio Sports Network. That is going to be channel 19 here if you have Spectrum Cable, or 26 if you're picking it up over the air. And we'll have our games on Sundays at 1, and they'll be replayed throughout the week. And so we're excited about the partnership with WOSN to see how that goes to really showcase Bryan athletics to a wider audience. They cover 100 schools there potentially.
That's crazy. And weren't you saying 300,000 homes?
Yep, 330,000 homes, and that's a conservative estimate, so anybody can pick it up. I heard from Brian Arnold, one of the football coaches tonight, and he said his parents are thrilled that the games are going to be on because they live down in Lima, and so they'll be able to watch the kids play, Josie and Jake play, so that'll be really exciting.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, very
cool. So we're excited about that. If you're interested in being a part of the broadcast, basically, we've said this before, it's basically father-son business. Tony and I do this, and we're always looking for some help as far as sponsorship. So if you're interested in sponsoring, please reach out. Chris at BryantSports.com, and now they've got our ugly faces on the TV now. I don't know why that is, but Chris,
that's why it's a top-down shot. It's not straight on.
Chris at BryantSports.com. If you're interested, we've got packages as little as $30 a game for support, and we could really use support because we're doing this as a father and son, and that was a pickoff by one of the number 5s there. Nate?
Yeah,
I don't know
which
one.
Yeah, it's either Cole Batt or Mason Kelleher, I believe, from what we talked about, trying to see their helmets off on the sideline there, and a little errant throw there, tipped, and some nice hand-eye coordination there to come down with the turnover.
Absolutely. So, again, this is JV action. We're going to go here in a little bit to a full half of live action, and we'll try to do our best to get you some numbers and names as we do that. Again, I don't know if Napoleon's wearing their real jerseys. I think they might be wearing practice jerseys too, just the way some of them look untucked. And the Golden Bears definitely in practice jerseys because there's a couple 24s, there's a couple of 3 5s. So, again, I get the rationale. You don't want to put on film what you're going to do because in this day and age of being able to get instantaneous film with huddle and things like that, but it makes things harder for us.
Absolutely. And I'm sure I saw the Defiance football coaches down in the stands here during one of the breaks, and I think they were talking about it too and trying to figure out, and it's like solving a puzzle.
I think across the way, I don't know if there's a group across the way in the right there as their camera's panning over there. I can't tell. That is the Defiance football team, I believe. I see some Defiance shirts in there.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
And, because they're wearing a blue that's not the Napoleon blue, that navy, but I think they're over there kind of taking a look at some of the action here and trying to see what they face. They're going to play them on Friday night. It's going to be live on WOSN.
Kind of gutsy there, sitting on the Napoleon side, too.
Absolutely. Napoleon with a good run there. Knocked out of bounds by the elusive, mysterious number 5.
I think that's Cole Batt. I'm going to go with Cole Batt on that.
All right.
Won't put any money on it, but.
So I hope you're enjoying this Friday night. I think people are ready. We got some people in the crowd.
Yeah, it's fun to sit out here and watch, and it's not been too hot or anything like that. And usually the first couple scrimmages or the first couple weeks of the season are pretty brutal when it comes to the heat. But it's a nice night out here.
It is somewhat pleasant out here, in fact.
Yes, absolutely.
In the press box, which doesn't usually happen the first couple weeks of the season. So we start off with Van Wert next Friday night down there at Van Wert. We come back home for 2 against Maumee and Fairview, that regional rivalry. And then we head on the road to the big one, Archbold. And Archbold expected to do pretty well this year. Carson Dominic, their returner. They lost DJ Newman, but they got Carson Dominic, and he's pretty tough. And we were talking earlier about the Black Swamp Football Magazine. Carson has a big feature in there. He's related to Dylan and Carter. Mm-hmm. So, it's kind of a family thing there. So
makes for a fun Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it does make for that.
Bragging rights.
That's right. Well, we heard from girls soccer. Let's take a look now at boys soccer. I got to sit down with Coach Luke Collins of the boys soccer team, and we'll air this interview right now here on the Golden Bear Sports Network as the stream continues with the scrimmage. This is the JV teams for Napoleon and Bryan. Welcome back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malanga here with you. It's the Fall Sports Preview. I'm joined by Luke Collins, the Bryan High School soccer coach. Luke, good to be here with you today.
Yeah, thanks. Looking forward to it.
Exciting season last year. We had a pretty good season, and how do you feel that this season went last year?
Yeah, I was happy with the season. Obviously, you want to get more wins, and get a higher place in the NWAL. But overall, I thought we did good. We had a lot of strong leaders on the team, and developed the group we're going to have this year.
Let's talk about those players. Every year, every team goes through it. Like Archbold and Wasion are not immune to this either, but you have graduation, and so you had some kids that graduated, particularly a couple kids that were really instrumental on the defense and one of the best offensive guys in the league.
Yep. So the offense part is Tim Brown. Obviously, he was our kind of focal point up front, and a lot of the attack was driven through him, and he scored a decent amount of our goals. So he'll definitely be missed, not just from his play, but as a character in the locker room, as you could say. So And then Colton Smith in the midfield, he was kind of that strong center midfielder who a lot of the play would go through him, very strong defensively. And then, we're going to be missing a few of those key guys. And talking about defense, 3 seniors that were starting back there, Devin, Aiden, and Dorson. So that's, we're basically rebuilding a team from scratch here with only a couple of returning guys.
Yeah, and that was going to lead to my next question about how, you've got guys coming back that have played a little bit as freshmen and sophomores, they're now growing, but you've got a big group that's underclassmen this year, and not a ton of seniors and 3 seniors, right?
Yeah, 3 seniors. Tyler Wolf is kind of our main returning varsity guy. He's been around the program for a while. Michael McCaffrey and Joey Watson. Joey's got a good for us, so we're still kind of developing. Small senior class, but under that is a strong junior class and some nice young guys who are going to get a lot of varsity minutes.
That's awesome. How many do you have total on the squad right now?
23.
Kind of makes it hard to do a lot of JV kind of situations and development, but at the same time, that means you're getting some guys varsity experience as an underclassman.
Oh yeah, I think there's probably going to be 7 or 8 of these players here who are freshmen and sophomores who are going to be getting 60 minutes plus of a game. So that's a lot of experience for someone that young to go in and you deal. It's frustrating when you don't get the JV program to develop players at that level and. Not have to worry about the physicality aspect. You can actually just work on the soccer side of it. But with us now, it's going to be a lot of these guys who are going in at 14, going up against 18-year-olds who have been playing varsity for 2 years now. So it'll be tough, but I think that will develop them for years to come.
When you look at the returning guys, who are some of the people we're going to see a lot of this year that you're expecting?
Yeah. So. Anthony Tomaszewski has been a pretty big one for us. He played a little bit, a decent amount his freshman year, but started most games as a sophomore and played most minutes. He's developed to now, and then Dylan Koenig is also a returning letter winner, and he'll be kind of a hub in the midfield. He's nursing back from an injury, so we haven't got to see him much yet. But and then obviously Dom Malanga, who's first team all league, and coming back as a strong goalkeeper who hopefully will be between the sticks for 3 more years and 3 solid years for him.
Absolutely, and getting these guys together, getting them started. You guys played a tournament over the summer, a little chance to get a little early action on that. Practice started officially a week ago, but you had a chance to see these guys a little bit over the summer.
Yeah. So we've been doing our our open fields, kickabouts, come on out and play and see what they have. But as you know, we can't practice, we can't coach them or anything like that. So that preseason tournament in Genoa is nice. We play 6 games, and I think the first 2, 3, 4 games are just okay. Who's going to play? Who do we have? What positions can they play? And by that 5th and 6th game, you start to kind of get an identity. You start to see the nucleus of the team and who might be able to play in some positions. So that was really good for us. So it's already go on 6 games and. They're not full-size fields or anything like that, but it's nice to test our fitness and see where we're going to be. So that was a really nice experience for the boys.
As I talk to all the other coaches here at Bryan, one thing keeps coming up, and that's the NWOL as a league for every sport is just top to bottom good. What do you see the league like this year for boys soccer?
Yeah, it's good again. A lot of those teams that were pretty high up on the league standings, they're going to be returning a lot of those guys who got them there. And between Delta, Archbold, Ocean, Evergreen, we've got some really tough competition with, as I said, returning seniors and juniors who are very strong. So it'll be tough. It'll be good competition for us, but obviously these guys are looking forward to it and ready to go for it.
Are those the ones you kind of see at the top of the league there, Delta, Archbold, Wasion, Evergreen?
Yeah, which is 4 out of 6. It's my odds are pretty good there, but yeah, the Wasion, Delta, they were so strong last year, and I know they haven't lost many players, so I could see them being some decent threats.
When you look at the schedule, how do you see it shaking out as far as some of the other teams you might play that aren't league necessarily, but also teams that you would play and maybe see in the postseason?
Yeah, we look at Defiance, Napoleon, those teams, and that's kind of nice. I would say pretty level competition for us again as far as school size goes. And that's good for us to test our abilities against those teams. But the ones that I look forward to are the ones that we're playing teams like St. Mary's or teams like Elida, who are strong teams in the Lima kind of area. So when that comes to voting and things like that, it's nice to see where we are up against those teams, and it's good experience for the boys as well to see that type of play and go from there.
When you talk about a pretty tough league and you talk about some other tough teams, what do you see as your team's identity this year?
Yeah, so obviously you're still young, still figuring it out, but what I like to see is a strong, compact defense. So we'll be probably playing pretty defensively and holding our shape pretty well in the back and getting the midfielders dropping in a bit to make it very compact and difficult for teams to beat us. And then in the attack, I think just a quick counterattack to try to get those teams out of position and forcing us back where they can push up, and we can get that ball quickly into some of our attacking players who are quick threats and hopefully be clinical in our finishing.
Do you see it, Mike, last year a lot of times it was Quinn, you fed him ahead and he would just go and take care of the ball, and same thing with Colton. Do you see that similar characteristics out of the guys you have now?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think just with the lack of spot depth that we do have, I think you kind of have to rely on a couple big players and players who like the ball. They want the ball in their feet. They want to take defenders on and create chances. So we've got two, 3, 4 guys who can do that on this team, and hopefully it's not all just through one player, so we can actually spread the wealth a little bit and get be a little bit more creative in our attacks. But yeah, definitely going to be relying on a couple key players up front.
I think that was one of the downsides last year of having a guy like Quinn, is everybody knew it, and so when you put two bodies on him, he wasn't the tallest kid in the world, and when you put two bodies on him, he got a lot of attention, which caused some issues, and maybe we can sneak under the radar with a couple of these guys.
Hopefully, yeah. I know that. Yeah, everyone was looking at him. You constantly get two players marking him, double teaming him, and we tried to use that to some of our benefit and pull some players out of position and pull Quinn out wide to create some space in the gaps in the center. But a lot of these guys, we're gonna see what they've got. I think it'll be good for coaches who don't know them to just kind of see what these boys can do against them.
What does it look like as far as your schedule? You guys have a scrimmage tomorrow night, but you open things up here this week yet?
Yep. So scrimmage tomorrow. That'll be our final scrimmage of the preseason. That's against Genoa. And we've played Genoa last season in preseason, and it was nice. It was a good challenge for us, and kind of a good experience, and taught the boys a decent amount about defending and how to attack in nice transition. So we'll see what it's like on our field. It's a little bit wider on our field, so that'll be a good one. And then Friday night, we've got the Friday night football under the lights. Well, the girls will be under the lights. We'll be playing at 5 o'clock against Bowser. We do a nice clinic for the youth in Bryan who want to come out and play, and recognize all the rec and travel teams. If they want to come out, we'll recognize all of them, and then season's full go then. So we're looking forward to that first game on Friday.
Awesome. Final thoughts before we let you go?
No, I think just looking forward to getting started.
All right, Coach Luke Collins of the Bryan soccer team. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network. All right, we're back to live action. This is a JV scrimmage, and Bears lose the ball out of bounds there. 2 number 5s on the field right now.
Not confusing at all.
Not confusing at all. Nope. When we get to the way we've been doing this is we've been alternating 10 plays. Right now it's the JV for Bryan, and then after they're done, we're going to actually go into a half of actual football so that everybody will get a chance to practice, running the clock and doing play-by-play, and the officials are going to
situational, third and short or third and long, and so kind of the chess match begins.
Yep, but as we said all along, these numbers are not matching up to the actual roster. We know a lot of the kids, but they're not all matching up. So if you need, we may not be knowing who it is. We might just call a number there. And I see some kids with helmets off if you want to start taking a look there at some numbers there.
I tried doing it earlier, and it's tough because, I remember seeing the kids in May, and then now they have long hair, or, they got a perm, or, it's now shaved into a mullet. So it's hard to figure out who they are.
Number 18 for the JV is definitely Damian Wolf, and Damian has just had a nice run there.
And he is a member of that all-hair team.
He is.
With that mullet he's got.
Absolutely. Well, we've heard from both boys and girls soccer. We've heard from the football coach, Grant Redhead. We've also heard, let's see, what else did we do? Volleyball. Got a couple more of these that we could potentially run tonight. Otherwise, we're going to have them all out on BryantSports.com and on Facebook as well. And as Wolf runs again up the middle, nice run in there by him. And Brody Devlin also in that hair club. He's got that
for sure.
perm. Yeah, he's going to be the kicker this year. Wearing number 14.
That'll be an interesting job. And in the past, I'm trying to think of who the kicker was. Quinn Brown, that's right, yeah.
Yep, yeah. Quinn Brown graduated. He graduated from soccer, graduated from football, so he's missed in both those sports, I think, right now. So good chance to see how he does. And looks like we've got another interview teed up. We'll see if that's accurate or not. So, nope, maybe not. And now I've lost everything, so we'll see.
It's a scrimmage for Tony, too,
that's
down
right.
there.
It is a scrimmage for Tony, too. So, and on that one, it's a good stop there. After you hand it to Wolf so many times, they'll do that. I'm not sure I like the picture of my face frozen on the screen as it is right now. I look kind of confused right there. So,
yeah, I don't know if the sun was in your eyes or what.
We'll see what's going on there. I think this actually might be one of the golf interviews that is cued there, but not playing just yet. So I think this might be interviewing with Coach Grosjean. So let's send it out and hear from Coach Grosjean, the boys golf team here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Welcome back on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malenga alongside Coach Todd Grosjean and the Bryan Golden Bear golf team. And Coach, it's a little different sitting out here in the nice weather. Usually we're stuck at a gym, during basketball season or your office. This is great. This is a great interview.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. Nice breeze today. It's going to get a little warm, a little toasty, but yeah, right now it's pretty nice.
So you are the coach of the golf team. You've done this a couple years now, right?
Yeah, this is my third year at Bryan, and after coaching 1 year of girls over at Archbold, and have thoroughly enjoyed it. The program here at Bryan, obviously very well established, got a strong history, and it's just been, we've been really blessed. I've been very blessed to have some really outstanding golfers, and it just seems to pick up year from year that we find kids that want to play and spend the time at it in the summertime, and it's been a real positive I guess season.
So people know you as the girls basketball coach and lots of success there, but have you always been a golfer? I mean,
I played golf in high school.
Did you?
Yeah, I played at Perrysburg, and I played as a kid growing up, so I've played for pretty much all my life. I helped my boys play when they played at Archbold, and followed them around on the course, and then the opportunity presented itself to get involved coaching it. I've always had the desire to coach it. It just never worked out with being a former football coach, junior high football coach, and basketball coach demands a lot of time.
Yep.
But this is what an atmosphere. You get to be outdoors, you get to be outside with a bunch of great kids that want to work hard and get better, and we've been, as I said earlier, we've been really blessed with some really outstanding golfers.
Absolutely. Golf a little bit different from basketball in the fact that basketball, it's the five on the floor that are kind of making things happen. Here, it's more of an individual / team sport, kind of like track or cross country is. Tell us a little bit about how golf works as far as a sport in high school.
Well, obviously you mentioned it, it's an individual sport. These kids, we've had a past history with the country club. We had kids that spent a lot of time out there hitting golf balls on the range, and had that was a nice luxury to have in Bryan, was the country club. And since then we've had to come over to Stryker, and the kids over here have done a great job of trying, making the transition. They spend a lot of time over here in the summer. We've had a handful of kids that have gotten involved with the Toledo District Junior Golf Association and played throughout the summer, and that was the case again this summer. So, our kids spend a lot of time at golf, and it shows.
Now, when you score this, when you go out and you're like doing a meet or a match, how is it scored? Is it like top 7, or is it just kind of like you have you tally everybody's score up? How does that all work?
Well, typically in the preseason here, next week we'll crank up with, we have a busy week next week. We have four 4 golf events. We have 3 invitationals and a 9-hole match. So Monday we're at Defiance, and the Defiance Invitational will take 5 guys, top 5 guys will go down there. You typically play 5 and you keep your best 4. You throw out your high score for that round, and so that's typically how invitationals work. 9-hole matches typically are 6-man events, and then you keep your top 4. So
Gotcha.
you get a couple extra bodies that get an opportunity to play. Right now we have 9 guys on the golf team that have come out and tried out. Today's our last day of tryouts, so we'll probably end up keeping them all. We've got some experience. We've got a couple kids that have spent a lot of time this summer. Drew Dauber, who's a senior, invested a lot of time in his game. He's playing really well right now. And Noah Hoard played really well all summer, and after he was done with Acme baseball, played in the district tournament over at Inverness and shot a really solid 82 on one of the better courses in all of Ohio. So those 2 are probably going to be the kids we look for leadership, and we've got some other kids that are showing a lot of potential.
You had a lot of success in the past, including I remember 2 kids from, at least one kid from the soccer team in Nathan Hess that played golf and then came immediately and went into a soccer game. Same thing with Carter Brown with football and golf. I mean, those 2 are now gone. Any others that you lost last year?
Colin Shirkey,
that's right,
another senior that we had. He spent a lot of time. I think that was his only sport that he focused on was golf, and he made himself into a pretty solid player and contributed last year. His score was pretty crucial for us to make a tournament run and obviously eventually get down to Columbus. So we had a couple kids that were dual sport athletes, and that was nice, because without those kids we wouldn't have had the success that we had.
Absolutely. Well, it's nice that you have Drew as senior and Noah, back kind of as the core of the team. What other faces might we be seeing?
Well, we've got Braden Hall. Braden played in a handful of matches last year in Leonard. He's a sophomore. He spends a lot of time at it, and he's filled out and gotten a little bit bigger and
a little stronger.
A little stronger, and hopefully he's going to hit the ball a little bit straighter. He was a little wild last year as a freshman, but I expect some pretty solid scores out of Braden. He's spent a lot of time in his game. We have him. We have a newcomer that I think is going to open some eyes, and that's Kai Dauber. That would be Drew's younger brother. He's a freshman. He switched from cross-handed to playing the way you're supposed to. So he's made that adjustment this summer, and his scores, if he shoots what he's been doing here in our tryouts and our preseason, he's going to be a major contributor. And then we have a newcomer, a senior, Beckett Stark, decided to come out, ask if he could join the team, and I think he's going to make some contributions as well as a senior. He plays a lot on his own and has shown an interest, and I think he's going to be a contributor. So, and then we've got some younger kids as well.
We know Beckett pretty well. He was one of our camera people here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Nice that he can be out there as well. So, Coach. All right, we're back here. We had to cut Todd Grosjean's interview just a little short because we want to get back to live action here as we're going to have an actual scrimmage. Captains appear to be Dylan Dominic, Jace Kepler, Aiden Pels, and I think 60 is Tyler Spizak. And so it appears that Napoleon won the toss. Wait, then maybe not. Having some more discussion. I didn't see who won the toss.
Oh, I see Brody Devlin out there, so I'm assuming we're going to be kicking the ball.
Could be.
And all special teams are dead on the kick there, so nothing live.
They're having some discussion about that. So, yep, it'll be Napoleon that will be receiving. The Bears will be kicking off. And, again, not trying to make excuses, but our rosters are not even close to what they are going to be. So we are going to do our best to kind of give you who people are based on what we can tell, but I am not going to promise that we're accurate. So we're going to have 2 quarters here. So 2 12-minute quarters here for the second part of this scrimmage. This will be all live except for the kicking game. Again, they won't be able to return anything, but we'll get some practice kicking. So,
and again, it'll be nice to kind of see where, you know, you get a punt or field position or things like that to see for play callers or players and how those chess matches begin for each side.
So Brody Devlin going to be kicking off. We'll try to get some more people on the kickoff team. See Carter Dominic out there. Colby Smith, I think, is out there. Carter Brown is out there. Tyler Spizak is out there.
Eli Breckler, number 9 there.
And we got 2 24s out there, so. Also, Damian Wolf is out there. Back for Napoleon. Looks like we've got Andrew Williams, their halfback, and again, assuming these are numbers that Napoleon's going to actually wear too. So the real test will be next week when we try to figure it out. Also, Brent Bosselman is back there, one of the near guys. Bryce Martinez in there as well. Brody Devlin, senior, comes over first year here on the football team. He's going to be handling definitely extra points and field goals, but they're going to kind of switch it up a little bit as to who might be kicking. That'll come down to the up guy. That'll come to Bryce Martinez, and he will catch that at the 20-yard line, out the 19, they're going to say. So, again, no live balls in return game. So Napoleon will come out. They're led by their senior quarterback, Blake Wolf. He's 6'3", 202 pounds. And he looked pretty decent in the first few plays of the scrimmage, the first few series, I mean.
Yeah, he's got a lot of playing time under his belt and experience the last couple of years. So I think he's looking forward to a big senior year there at Napoleon. Landon
Schilling, one of the defensive players.
It's like maybe Parker Vollmer, Lane Hurlbert, I think, and is that 51 Connor Whitler in there?
Yep.
Looks like a linebacker. You got Rainer Clemens and Aiden Pels back in there.
A lot of these guys go both ways. Wolf will line up. He's got 3 backs behind him, just kind of in a row, no wideouts. So Napoleon looking like they're going to just run it up the middle. Wolf checks the signal, barks it out, will hand off. It'll go to 13, Preston Speaks, and Speaks will get up to about the 25-yard line, so a pickup of about 6.
That off-tackle play there, everybody blocks down, and then you get that kick-out block. And we saw earlier when they went 10 and 10 with the plays there, the edges were a little soft for Brian.
So this will be second down, about 4. From the 26-yard line of Napoleon. Again, Wolf with 3 backs in the backfield. He'll hand off again. That is Preston Speaks again. This time Speaks will break it and get knocked out of bounds by Landon Schilling at the all the way up to the 40-yard line.
There's that right side again. Play looked very similar to what they ran the first time around, and able to pick up the first down.
14 on the pickup. First down for Napoleon. Just underway, 11:20 remaining. We'll call this first quarter, I guess. Or third quarter, whichever way you want to do it. We'll call third quarter. Tony has decided it's third quarter.
Yeah, that's true. Adjustments probably have been made by both teams. And
so we've got a timeout called. Napoleon wants to chat about it. They were out there a long time. I guess that play clock was heading down, so the Bears will head over here and talk to Coach Grant Redhead. Again, Connor Whitler's out there. Pels, you said. 35 is, I think, Gavin Jessing, if that's indeed him out there. Again, these numbers are all. Maddox Langendorfer's out there, 13. He plays both ways.
So you got a new set of linebackers out there. You got Eli Breckler there. Looks like he's playing at the Sam position, and then Rainer Clemens playing at the Will position, and Parker Vollmer at defensive end. And Parker, I mean, he's going to be a 4-year letter winner.
Yep.
So he's got some experience.
6 starters return on the defensive side, 12 on the offensive side, so definitely more experienced on the offensive side of the ball. This is actually a good test to play Napoleon here as they spread things out just a little bit, because Van Wert's going to do this to you too. They're going to line up multiple big backs. So this will be a handoff right up the middle to 22, Lawson Seibel. Seibel picks up about 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 2, or 2nd and 8 rather. 11:06 remaining here in this third quarter, or first quarter. Napoleon out of the Northern Lakes League. That league about to expand as the tax going to go away, so that's going to turn into a 2-tiered league. That'll be a handoff on a sweep by Williams, and he will get a corner and then be driven out of bounds. He'll pick up nearly first down yardage, but he's going to be a couple short.
Not sure who that was, but that's a pretty good stick on the outside there by number 16 for Brian. It'll come up and drive him out of bounds, force that 3rd and short.
3rd and 3. Napoleon, ball at the 47-yard line. This drive started on Napoleon's 20 as catch was made there. Wolf has doubles here on the near side. Tight end, 2 backs. He'll go to his right, throw, catch is made. Tackle is now made as he's dragged out of bounds. Tackle was made by 25, not sure who that was for the Bears, but the catch was made by Williams out of the backfield. So Napoleon has a kind of interesting look here. They line up 3 backs or 2 backs and then throw to the back out of the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, they've mixed up their offense the last couple of years, and then, you know, you got Coach Swery coming in here this year, and he was an offensive lineman back in high school, so I'm sure he wants to, you know, dominate with the run game.
1st and 10, Wildcats on the 46-yard line of the Bears. Handoff now this time. Preston Speaks, and he will get about a yard. He's gang tackled near the Bryan sideline, and they'll give him just a yard there. 3 Golden Bears coming in and making that play. First hit was by Aiden Pels.
That was a nice job by the Bryan defense. There's about 4 or 5 guys getting to the ball pretty quickly. Pels and Breckler there to keep it to about 1 yard gain.
That'll make it 2nd and 9. Napoleon on the Bears' 45-yard line. 10:03 remaining here in the quarter. They're playing 2 quarters here of live action. The only thing that's not going to be live is special teams. Wolf looks to throw, has a man open, has a man wide open. Trey Rubenstein has it. He is off to the races. Bears finally knock him out of bounds down at the 20-yard line. So that was a gigantic pickup there of 20 yards.
And that's something like we talked about earlier off air, was Brian's going to have a lot of holes in the defensive secondary, replacing a lot of guys. There's some guys that are out injured right now. So those are some new guys stepping into some new positions there.
1st and 10, ball at the Bryan 20. No score here in this first quarter of live action. 3 backs lined up behind the quarterback, Wolf. Wolf.
It seems like Brian's on their heels a little bit here, and that's just a credit to Napoleon right now offensively.
Again, 3 backs in the backfield. Under center will go Wolf now. Wolf will hand off. Going through the middle of the line and scoring is 13 Speaks, and that'll be a touchdown for the Wildcats. So they had a pretty methodical drive of 80 yards in about 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, with the style of play that they have right there, you know, just running the ball down your throat a little bit off the edge, hit a couple big pass plays. Napoleon looking pretty sharp here early on.
Kicker is wearing number 30. I don't have a 30 on my roster, but if I had to guess, I'm not going to guess. They don't list a kicker. So number 30 will make the kick, and that is good. So it's 7-0 with 9:35 remaining here. Bears trail 7-6, and wow, that was a pretty quick drive.
Yeah, it was quick, and I know, you know, it's just a scrimmage. So if you're Coach Redhead right now, you're looking, okay, you know, where were we soft at there? Well, we need help on the edges. We need help from some of the defensive backs to make plays when you're there. Just those little things right there, and I know that's what he's telling them right now in the huddle. Is kind of, hey guys, pick up the speed a little bit. Okay, they had us on our heels. Now it's how are we going to react to that? So I'm pretty sure that's probably what he's saying right now in that huddle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Bears will get a chance to have an offensive possession here now as they trail 7-0, and Be interesting to see, who the quarterback is. Jace Kepler kind of started things off last year, then got injured. They both played in the scripted plays, the 10 plays. So it'll be interesting to see who that's going to be. Going back for the kick return is Maddox Langendorfer and Drew Hahn. Those two are guys that Coach said in his interview that will definitely be doing some of the returning and some of the receiving work this year.
And I know Drew, he's kind of a speedster back there. He's on some of our sprint teams or sprint relays during the track season, so he could be dangerous in the open field.
So the place kicker for Napoleon is Devin Dietrich. And we'll line things up. The Bears will have it with 9:35 remaining here. Kick is in the air. It'll come down to Langendorfer. He'll take it at the 10, and they're going to start right there. Or are they going to start at the 20? Looks like they're going to start at the 20. So it's going to be a catch, but you're going to get it to 20 no matter where it's. Doing the NFL rules or the college rules,
no kidding,
actually.
Right? Kind of nice.
Yep, absolutely. So, but he had some wide open space there. He would have got out to the 20.
I think he would have taken it to the house personally had they let him run it.
I don't want to show too much on film there. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Don't give away all your secrets.
That's right. Okay, so let's see. We've got Jace Kepler in at quarterback. He's got Pels at his left hip. Double receivers on the far side, one on the near side. He'll hand off to Pels. Pels will try to cut through the line, runs into a couple of Napoleon defenders, and does not get anywhere. And I think he's actually going to lose 2 yards.
And that's one of those buck sweeps there last year, which was bread and butter play for Brian offensively, and just couldn't get the kick out there on the defensive end to cut him loose.
I'll make it 2nd and 10, 9:14 and counting here. First series for the Golden Bears. Now we've got trips here on the near side. Cutter Dominic's in the slot there. So got Drew Hahn and Langendorfer here. One receiver on the far side is Carter Brown, excuse me. Throw across the middle. Carter Dominic will make the catch, and he will be driven backward. Forward progress will get him to about the 18-yard line. And first completion of the season for Jace Kepler.
Here we go. He rolls out, and he's got some time there, and he looks back, hits Carter Dominic. Positive play there to get you out of the 10-plus yardage you need for third down, and it looks like it could be about a 3rd and 7.
Pick up a 5 on that one. Same 3 receivers here on the near side. They've switched position a little bit. Receiver on the far side is Brown. Pels in the backfield. Napoleon shows blitz. Rolling to his left is Kepler. Kepler throws and makes the connection, and Langendorfer will get it for the first down. He made the catch about the 38-yard line, able to kind of pick up a couple and fall forward, so it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Bears inside the 42-yard line. I could say all the way out to the 44.
You're picking up the pace here offensively.
We are. Doubles north. Handoff. And back to the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard for Pels.
Yeah, not a whole lot of movement there up front.
And we've got a timeout for officials. We've got an injury down there, and that's what you don't want to see when you do this.
Oh.
You don't want to see injuries.
Yeah, neither team very deep,
Yep.
from my understanding.
Yep, so the Bears will go into the huddle, and I'm going to try. Hopefully Tony knows that we want to take a break, so let's see if we can take a break here after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters Board of Directors invites you to become Bryan Built.
The Athletic Boosters support our athletic programs in many ways, and that support is made possible through both corporate and patron support.
We are Bryan Built.
junior linebacker, 6'1", 185, will walk off. Don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him. He looks like he's walking pretty decent.
Yeah, that's a good sign if you're Napoleon right there, because you'd hate to lose anybody in a scrimmage like this tonight, especially, you're looking forward to 10 weeks of football and, hopefully longer. So you don't want to lose anybody in a game like tonight.
Bears will switch things up a little bit. Maddox Langendorfer here on the near side. 2 receivers on the far side. Carter Dominic moves to the right side of the line in the tight end position. It'll be Pels in the backfield with Kepler. Kepler in shotgun. Pels is on his right side. He has it. He'll roll to his right. Looking to throw down the field. He's just going to keep it now. Head forward, and he will be close to a first down. He's probably about 2 yards short, but nice play as the receivers were covered downfield. Kepler just made things go with his legs, and he picked up 8.
Being a former offensive lineman, I love to watch him up front, and you had both guards pulling there and great protection up front, and Kepler was able to pull it down and take what he could get.
This will be third down and 1. Kepler will hand to Pels. Pels will get through and hit the 45-yard line, so that'll be good enough for a first down as they're now in Napoleon territory, and they'll move those chains as Pels move forward.
Yeah, you got Parker Vollmer there pulling. Did have a little leak through there, which kind of caught Aiden Pels by his shoestrings, and luckily Brian got enough to get the first down.
So this will be 1st and 10. They are actually going to spot it at the 46-yard line of the Wildcats. Damian Wolf, I believe, is in at running back right now. Man in motion. They'll hand to him. Turning up the middle and picking up about 6 yards. Didn't even get a number. That's 16. That is Drew Hahn.
And there's his speed showcase there. And that was pretty good vision by Drew, because I thought originally he was going to try to get to the outside, and he saw a hole, put a foot in the ground, and cut it up for about 7 yards there. Nice run.
So that'll be 2nd and 4. Bears have it at the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. 6:35 and counting here. Third quarter, as we're calling it. The first quarter of live action. Wolf in the backfield. They will fake to him. It'll be Kepler. Kepler will get the first down, bouncing off of tacklers, and we'll get a pickup of about, 7 or 8 on that one.
I like that. The play design, followed his 2 guards out there, and Napoleon's pretty aggressive defensively, and they kind of used their aggressiveness against him there, and nice job by Kepler there to pick up the first down.
So first down, ball is spotted at the 33-yard line of the Wildcats. Kepler has to hurry just a little bit. He'll overthrow his receiver. That was Hahn on the left side.
And that's one there. You got Damian Wolf, young running back, promising running back. He's just not used to the game speed yet, and getting to the edge there and trying to steal the edge, he wasn't able to, which made the throw a little bit more difficult than Kepler wanted, and incomplete pass.
Carter Dominic will go into the slot receiving position here on the near side. Two other receivers, Langendorfer and Hahn. Wolf continues in the backfield. Carter Brown on the other side. Snap comes back. Rolling to his left. Quick throw. Catch is made by Wolf out of the backfield, and he gets inside the 30 down to the 29, and that was something we saw to Napoleon, was that throw out of the backfield, and Wolf was able to haul that one in.
Yeah, looks like a screen pass there. The offensive line letting the front come in and throw it over the top of them a little bit, and we saw that work quite a bit last year with Corbin Shepard, and I think that'll be part of the offense this year as well.
So 3rd and about 6 to go. Ball is spotted at the 29-yard line of the Wildcats. Bears have it, 5:28 and counting here. And we're going to get a timeout called, and that'll be for the Golden Bears as Coach wants to chat about it. So he'll call the offense over, and we're going to take this timeout with him with 5:25 remaining here in this first quarter scrimmage. It is Napoleon 7, Bryan nothing here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Again, real close to a first down there. That was Pels on the carry. So that'll bring up 4th and short. 5:05 remaining here.
Seems to be a winning formula so far with this offensive line giving Pels the ball.
Absolutely. Bears are going to keep it. Why wouldn't you? They'll hand to Pels again. Pels will get the... Ooh, I don't know. I think he had it with his forward progress, but I'm not sure where they're going to spot it. But where they have it spotted, I think it's a first down.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give it to him.
That was close. Ooh.
I guess probably week 1, that's a measurement, you know. Tonight, it's let's see if we can get as many plays in as we can.
Absolutely. So that'll be 1st and 10. Ball inside the 25-yard line down to the 23. Bears will have it. Trips on the far side. One wide out here on the near side. Throwing down, looking downfield. Kepler now will keep it and go inside the 20, and he is driven down. Nice tackle there by number 34, Noah Leatherman, for the Wildcats.
Yeah, if he doesn't make that play there, I think Kepler might have a chance to pick up the first down there or even more. But good job by the offensive line there, giving Kepler some time.
All right, this will be 2nd and 5. 4:20 and counting here. Trips here on the near side. That is... Let's see who we've got. We've got Hahn and Maddox Langendorfer and Carter Dominic. Brown on the far side. Kepler with it. He'll throw down to Dominic, and he will get inside the 15 down to the 13. And we have a flag down. So the first flag on the Golden Bears during this offensive series. I'm guessing it's going to be a hold where they've got it thrown, but we'll see what the official says. Let's see if the mic works, if he's even going to use it. I don't know that he's going to use it. Let's see. They had it out, but they're walking it back.
Yeah, I doubt it then.
All right. Well, they signaled hold on the Bears, so that'll bring up a long 2nd down.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh, you can't hear? Oh, now you can hear. This is our scrimmage too.
Absolutely.
Kepler throws, catch is made by Langendorfer inside the 25. So getting back all of the penalty yardage basically, and not down to where they got originally with that completion, but they're down inside the 25 again, basically right back where they started.
And there's no coach that has a play for 2nd and 20, so that was a good job there of the jailbreak screen there and picking up what they could.
Kepler sits at 6 foot, and a couple of times it's looked like he's been a little short as far as stature to get over some of these guys.
Yeah.
That's a mad snap, and that'll be a sack on Kepler as he got rid of it. Was getting rid of it. He had to scramble quickly, but that was just a low snap and dangerous all along.
And anytime you run some sort of rollout like that, it completely messes up the timing, and I think Jace is actually lucky to get that ball off and an incomplete pass.
All right, so that'll bring up 4th down now and 9. I think that the Bears are just going to continue with their offensive drive, which they are.
No harm in that right now.
That's right. Lots of yelling there on the 2 sidelines, trying to get everybody lined up. Kepler has it now. Looks downfield. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He'll go left side. He's going to take it out of bounds, and he's hit out of bounds. Wow.
Uh-oh. Come up limping a little bit there, but
that wasn't nice. He was definitely heading out of bounds. So it's a first down, pickup of about 10.
And I'd say so far that's been the best pass play for Bryan, is roll out and let Jace run the ball.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 12. They can get a first down at the 2. Kepler has it, will hand to Pels. Pels will delay the run and get inside the 5, and I think he may have lost the ball, and I think Napoleon got it. He did.
And there was a hole there, and he was right up in there. Nice hole by the right side of the offensive line, and I'm not sure if somebody put a helmet on it or what, but it came loose.
Well, promising drive stalls at the 5-yard line as the ball pops out, and that's where Napoleon will take over at their own 5. So I guess, when you had 4th and 15, you might have punted there.
Yeah,
so,
depending on the game and the situation right there, but, I'm glad to see him to go for it here because, like we talked about, you're not out anything.
All right, so it is 1st and 10 from the 6 for Napoleon. And let's see what they do. They were pretty successful on their first drive, scoring 7. Blake Wolf, the quarterback again. He will hand off, and a little miscommunication there, but still a positive play for Napoleon. He's still on his feet out to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, crossing the 50 and being dragged out of bounds, or dragged down. That is Andrew Williams. And at the first initial point of contact there, they looked like they ran into each other.
They did, and that looked like that play was all Andrew Williams. The timing was a little bit messed up, and they bumped into each other, and then he makes one cutback, and boom, there he goes for 60-plus.
Oh, wow. So that'll make it 1st and 10. Ball is in Bryan territory already at the 42-yard line. Remember, that play started on the 5-yard line of Napoleon.
That one hurts.
Oh, my goodness. 2:25 remaining here. Clock is rolling, and we've now got a timeout, and Napoleon wants to chit-chat about it. So we're going to take a timeout with him. Napoleon leads 7-0. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Enjoying the game on the Golden Bear Sports Network? These broadcasts are a labor of love. Want to join us in this effort? Become a sponsor starting at just $25 per game. For more information, email chris@bryansports.com or call 419-595-0943.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters Board of Directors invites you to become Bryan Built.
The Athletic Boosters support our athletic programs in many ways, and that support is made possible through both corporate and patron support.
We are Bryan Built.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Napoleon leads 7-0, and I'll tell you what, that pass that happened there from the 5-yard line all the way out, that was a deal breaker right there.
That was, and I thought, okay, 94 yards to go, last scrimmage of the year. We'll see what they want to do, and heck of a run there by Andrew Williams.
Absolutely. So Napoleon will get it back started. They've got 3 backs in the backfield. They'll hand off. This is over to Mason Schweitzer. Schweitzer will lose a couple of yards. Nice coverage there by the Golden Bears.
Yeah, it's a good job there. I think that defensive end is Jaden Dennis maybe. I remember watching some film on him last week, and he stood out to me, and wouldn't shock me if he's in there once again making plays.
So that'll make it 2nd and 13 for Napoleon. Ball is at the 45-yard line, the nose of the football, right on the 45 of the Bears. Napoleon spreads it out a little bit. 1 back in the backfield, tight end, 3 running back, or 3 wide receivers rather. Step up, throw, catch is made wide open.
Oh.
That'll be for 6. Blake Wolf to Andrew Williams, and Williams has had a monster half.
There is a definite miscommunication there, and you can see it if you look at Kepler right now, thinking he had help from his defensive back there, from the cornerback spot. I don't think he realized he had to be the deep man there, and it cost him.
So Napoleon puts another 6 on the board, 13-0 here with 1:40 remaining. And both times, Williams, over the last couple of drives, Williams has been all that they need. That spark right there, and he's in on the kick team too. Extra point up, and it is good. So that makes it 14-0. We'll keep it right here as we just chit-chat a little bit about some of the stuff going on right now. We heard from our 2 soccer teams, our football team, volleyball team. It's part of our golf team. We're going to release the rest of that as we can this weekend, so you can see all the interviews with everybody. But Tennis going on as well, and the girls had a very successful season, graduated a ton, but they've got Reese Grotehouse back, and Reese Grotehouse could be playing tiddlywinks, and she'd have an advantage.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
So Reese is back, and Coach Owens, that last year was the best stretch in program history by far between the boys and the girls.
Absolutely, and I mean, it was a lot of fun to have a front row seat to the boys' action anyway, and the girls, like you said, had 6 seniors, and they were going to do big things, and talking to Coach Owens just the other day, he was talking about how good this younger group that he has right now, and they have solid numbers with the program, and it's just kind of, you play that cycle over again if you're Brian, and hopefully in a couple of years again you can repeat what you've done. 50
straight wins, 50 wins without a loss between the two programs.
That's crazy.
Last year.
That's wild.
All right, we're going to head back into action again. The kickoff is going to be at the 20 regardless of where it's caught, but Drew Hahn, Maddox Langendorfer back to field them. Kicking for Napoleon is Dietrich. Dietrich will put a foot into it. And it's going to go bounce at the 10, and it'll be covered right there by Langendorfer. So this will be the second drive for the Golden Bears, down 14-0. Their first drive moved all the way down to the 5-yard line, and then a fumble back to Napoleon, and then Napoleon had a 60-yard. It was basically 40 or 50 yards of running after the catch.
Yeah.
It was actually a handoff. It was a handoff.
And they kind of bumped into each other.
Yep.
But if you're Brian, you want to see some consistency right here. And, one of the things when I used to coach football was, no negative plays. If you don't have those negative plays, a lot of good things can happen.
Carter Brown is on the far sideline. Carter Dominic, tight end roll. Back in the backfield. Langendorfer's here on the near side. Low snap. Kepler throws, and catch is made by Brown. Brown will get the first down, dive forward, pick up an extra 4 over the first down. That was a little dangerous, but we'll take it.
No kidding. Nice job there by the offensive line again, giving Kepler a little bit of time there. Kepler able, to make his reads and chuck it in there.
So this will be 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 33-yard line, their own 33. Minute 26 remaining here in this quarter. Trips here on the near side, Brown on the far side. Empty back. Nope, Pels is in the backfield as well. He'll go out to block. Kepler looks to throw. He dishes it over the middle to Langendorfer. Catch is made, and first down is picked up. Nice little screen over the middle.
Yeah, nice throw there by Kepler. He's got some pressure on him there, and Brian picking up the pressure. And you can see when you pick up the pressure like that, good things will happen.
First down from the 45-yard line. Bears look to hurry it up. Snap. Roll by Kepler. Kepler will turn, then throw. Cross field, and down, picked up by Drew Hahn, and he'll get 5.
Nice adjustment there by Aiden Pels with the kick-out block on the defensive end there coming up the field. He timed the snap pretty well, but Kepler able to, once again, kind of cut it up a little bit and complete the pass.
Under a minute to play here in this first quarter. We're calling it the third quarter, but the first quarter of live action here. Kepler with it, Pels in the backfield. Kepler looks to throw, runs into some trouble. Now he'll be flushed out of the pocket to the left side. 4 Napoleon defenders chasing him down, so he just chucks it out of bounds. Pretty smart move.
That could be, yeah, absolutely, especially for Jace not having to take a hit or anything like that. If it's not there, live to fight another down.
That makes it 3rd and 5. Ball at the 50-yard line. Clock is stopped on the incomplete pass.
Just seems like right now Napoleon's sending 5 guys at least, if not 6 each time, and only 1 guy coming loose each time, so you got to tie up those loose ends if you're Brian with the pass protection.
Kepler will shift Pels to his right side. Calls for the snap. He has it. Quick pass over to Hahn. Hahn will pick it up. Will pick up a couple of yards, then he'll get driven backwards, but his forward progress will give him 2 yards. He's short of the first down by about 3 yards.
And any of those quick passes to the outside like that, you got to try to hit them right in the numbers or in stride to kind of let them loose there, but it's tough when the pass is a little high or low and kind of messes with the timing a little bit.
Bears will send out the punt team. Dylan Dominic will punt. And a timeout is called. I don't know who called that. Did Napoleon call that? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm only counting 10 right now in Brian's huddle, but I am not known for my math skills.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're right. I think they're missing somebody. Yeah. They're definitely missing somebody. I only see 9 helmets.
Tell you what, I'd hate to be that kid right now.
And they're out in the huddle, and he's still not out there. Who is it? Right? I'm counting 10 as well.
That's what I thought when they came
2,
off the
4,
field there.
6, 8, 10. They know we get to play with 11, right? They haven't changed things yet this year.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, and I can hear Coach Redhead from up here.
Oh, he's not happy.
He's doing a roll call right now.
And
there he
the
is.
guilty party comes out, and it's the quarter. It was the quarter end. That was what happened for the time out there.
Yeah.
But he only had 10. Now there's 11 out there. Ooh, that person's running. I feel winded just thinking about that.
I don't think that'll happen again for that kid, whoever it was.
Nope, absolutely not. So Dominic will get the punt snap. He will put a foot into it. Nobody's going to really do anything because it's just a fair catch. And pretty nice punt. And obviously had nobody coming at him, so he could probably tee that one up. But Napoleon fair catches. They will have it. Let's see. They're going to give it to him on the 15. That's where the fair catch was made. So Napoleon will have it at their own 15 as we start the fourth quarter here. Thanks for joining us here on BryantSports.com as we work out some of the kinks in our announcing, and technology has been pretty good. I've seen replays. I think we're good there, but
for sure.
These two old guys need to really figure things out before next week. And
knocking the rust off.
That's right, absolutely.
You know? And I'm probably a lot more rustier than you. With you're busy with basketball season and softball and baseball and all that you guys cover.
Absolutely. So we're going to, we'll talk just a little bit about the Van Wert game. That's a week from tonight. We won't have it for you live on the internet, but we will have it for you live on Q96.5 radio. So tune in there. And then we will have the rebroadcast for you at 8 a.m. on Saturday, unless we can get it up sooner. And then, again, you can watch it at Sunday at 1 on WOSN. Watch that as well. So Napoleon will have it. Handoff and run right up the middle, and it's stopped by the Golden Bears, a host of Golden Bears. And again, it looked like Napoleon had some confusion there at the handoff point.
Yeah, they weren't sure maybe who was getting the ball or how the fakes, were supposed to be ran back there. And, once again, that's why you have these scrimmages. And nice job by the Bryan defensive front right now. And I think they're kind of hungry for a stop.
Yep. They've gotten scored on twice now in live action, and they're ready to go. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Napoleon has it on their own 15. One wide out here on the near side. They'll hand off. Jet sweep, and picking up about a yard is Preston Speaks.
That's a good job on the outside there, and like we've talked about before, Napoleon's got a lot of big runs from the outside of Bryan on each side, so nice job to make the stop and force a 3rd and long.
Carter Dominic will check in. And Dominic going to play a little defensive end.
Parker Vollmer coming off there. And, as we know, Parker's a big piece of that offensive line. So anytime you can try to get him a breather, he'll take it.
So it'll be 3rd and about 8. Rolling to his left and making the throw is Wolf. Catch is Speaks. And that'll make it 4th down and 5. So I'm assuming Napoleon's going to punt this one away. So good defensive stop by the Golden Bears.
They needed that one there, and that was a good job by Aiden Pels coming up with the for sure tackle, because once again, if you whiff on that, who knows what happens. But now you force the punt, which that's what you wanted to do if you were Bryan.
Absolutely. So back for the Bears, even though it really, again, doesn't matter in a scrimmage situation. We're going to see Maddox Langendorf and Drew Hahn. And Napoleon will be punting it away with Brett Bosselman. And again, there'll be no pressure here, just a simple kick. Puts a foot into it. Bears will come up. It'll bounce inside Napoleon territory at the 48, and that's where the Bears will start. 9:51 remaining, and that's all she'll be writing here after 9:51. We've had a long night. We've had a lot of offensive and defensive matchups here, 10 plays here, 10 plays there. Got some JV action, and I actually like being able to do a full scrimmage, at least a half of it, to kind of see what it's like at actual game speed. They're doing the you know, the plays and stuff, but it's nice to see it when the clock's running and the things like that. So
yeah, it's all
me more light.
all the situation and.
Oh gosh, he wants us to talk after. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Bears. Low snap again. He'll hand to Pels. Pels will pick up about a yard. Just a shoestring tackle for Napoleon.
And once again, you know, with that snap, it messes with the timing a little bit, and you know that gives this offensive line something to work on, and this between the center and the quarterback there, and something to correct there before week 1.
If I'm not mistaken, is Rainer Clemens the center?
He is, I believe, and he played a little bit last year. Noah Phillips ended up winning the job at some point, but Rainer did get some playing time.
All right, this makes it 2nd and 9. Snap comes back. Kepler looks, throws downfield. Wide open, Drew Hahn, but no, it's almost intercepted. Drew Hahn was wide open behind the defense, and that ball just a little underthrown.
Yeah, it looked like there's 2 receivers there that he could have thrown the ball to, and like you said, underthrown. But great protection, offensive line, and they had a shot there. And you know what? I'll credit Drew Hahn there for making the breakup there, forcing the breakup there by Napoleon and not giving him a turnover.
Absolutely. So that'll make it 3rd and 9. That was a nice ball, too. Just a little underthrown.
Yeah. And you like to see with a clean pocket and everything like that. It was falling into place.
Bears have it. New back in the backfield. We got to have a penalty marker down. Catch is not made. Intended for Hahn again. And 35 is our new running back. So I know it's not Damian Wolf. I know it's not Aiden Pels.
I want to say that it's Jaden Dennis.
Jaden Dennis?
I want to say that it is. I know he was wearing 27 in the practice or in the scrimmage last week against Hicksville, and I caught up with him during our little picture day there, and I asked, I said, "We're 27. You know, you're not wearing a lineman number," and he told me he wasn't a lineman anymore. And then there's a little adage: once a lineman, always a lineman.
So we're going to get a penalty, which appears to be on Napoleon. I didn't see what the call was there.
I think he was in the backfield. I don't know if it was hands to the face or something along those lines.
So the Bears will move it all the way down. I'm confused because they haven't moved the chains yet. There where the chains go. I'm like, what? We don't have to first down? Oh, quickly. Chain guys are learning tonight too, right? It's a scrimmage for all of us. Bears went down in their stance, and now they're trying to get the chains to move so that
nobody ever notices the chains until there's a mistake.
That's absolutely true.
Know?
Absolutely true. So Carter Dominic in at tight end. Back in the backfield is 25. Could be Jaden Dennis. Could be somebody else. Low snap again. Kepler will take a block and then get inside the 20-yard line. He's going to get a first down out of that.
Nice little run. And again, as we said, like that's their best pass play right there is a Kepler
busted
rollout.
Play.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? It all pays the same really in the end. So nice job there by Kepler. And you know what I like about it too is you're not forcing a throw or interception or anything like that.
Lots of patience. And we're going to get a false start on the Bears. That just looked ugly.
Yeah. And, you know, I'll be honest with you right now, as both teams, I was expecting a little bit more, some sloppy play up front, but that's the first false start we've seen.
So the Bears will march it back 5 yards. So
the concession stand currently has extra pizza.
That will be
we are running a sale,
5-yard
whole
loss.
large pizza for $10. Come get yours.
All right, pizza in the concession stand. I'm all for that.
Yeah, there we go.
Kepler through the middle to Carter Dominic for the score.
There we go.
Wow. Dominic just muscled his way in.
Yeah, that's a little tight end pop pass there. You fake the run and you throw over the top, and that's a pretty big target there, and Carter Dominic able to score for the Golden Bears.
And he caught that like down inside the 5 and kind of willed his way into the end zone.
Yeah. I think those guys, once they get the ball like that, they know the goal line's right there. I just need to get over it.
They can sniff it.
Yeah.
All right, so now we've got number 14, Dylan Dominic, holding for number 14, Brody Devlin, which is not at all confusing. Devlin kicks it into the back of his line. Wow.
Once again, it's a scrimmage for everybody,
I watched him during practice, and he was nailing big ones.
I've seen him kick. You're right. It's a tough situation right now, but again, he'll work that out. Like we talked about, it's a scrimmage for everybody.
Absolutely. So,
if you're Brian, it's nice to get on the board right now.
Right.
Something positive.
That makes it 14-6, 8:32 remaining. Big shot. Tonight we had a good soccer game out at the soccer field. We had a nice night. They had a clinic for the soccer teams. Bowser came over early, and they did a youth clinic, and then they announced the youth teams before the game. Boys, I believe, ended up winning that game against Bowser. Girls also playing Bowser under the lights. That one might not be over yet, but we'll try to get some scores on that for you. So lots of teams in action. I saw that the golf team was in action today. And they had a good match. I'll tell you what, Noah Heward, he's a man.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen their scores and whatnot, and it's pretty impressive because Eagle Rock and some of these other courses are pretty tough, and kind of picking up where they left off last year with going to state and being league champions. So it's good to see early on in the season.
Little history being made as the girls have fielded a team. The first girls golf team got 2 players on the golf team this year. Trying to recruit some more there, but that's historic because it's the first time the NWAL has allowed for girls golf as a varsity sport. Some of these girls teams are pretty big. I saw Patrick Henry girls team coached by somebody I've worked with over at PH before, Linda Hummer, and they have 7 girls on their team, so it's something you build up and see what you get to go from the future.
That's pretty impressive, really, and I was able to talk to a couple of the girls, both girls I should say, on our golf team, and they're really optimistic right now and enthusiastic about the sport, which is awesome because being an amateur golfer myself, we know how frustrating that can be, and so to hear their stories and sticking with it and whatnot, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Well, Napoleon will take over at their own 20-yard line. 8:32 remaining here for the fourth quarter. Blake Wolf, your quarterback, he's got a back in the backfield on to his left. He'll have it. Getting some pressure. He's able to break a tackle, and he's gonna get tackled inside the 20 down to the 17, and a flag came in there. I think that might be a block in the back on Napoleon, but we'll see what the call is. Napoleon heading backwards, so I'm guessing it's a block in the back. It is a block in the back.
That was a great job up front by the Bryan defensive line. Looked like there was about 4 or 5 Bears in on the tackle.
It was declined because that was a big loss. He lost about 4 yards. So Bears will take that. Loss of 3.
It seems like the Bears have come to life here. Last defensive series, got a 3 and out. They score a touchdown their last series with the ball, and forcing a big play there on first down.
2 backs in the backfield with Wolf. It's a quick pitch out left side, and they get across the 20 down to the 20. We're gonna say 23. That was a real quick throw off to the left side.
Yeah.
It almost looked like the ball slipped out of his hands, but no, that was a quick pass.
And it's almost like he didn't give the defense a chance to get their drops, and Brian was there to make the play.
Under 8 minutes to play here. 14-6, Napoleon leads Brian. Napoleon in the huddle right now.
And with about 7 minutes and 43 seconds to go, you want something to end with a positive note on either side of the ball. And
Bears are going to have to waste a timeout as Napoleon came out. No, Napoleon called a timeout. They were going to try to quick snap the Bears.
Wow.
They came rolling out really fast, and I don't know if somebody was out of position or what. They came screaming out of that huddle.
They did, trying to catch him by surprise. And I think they caught themselves by surprise.
Because they had to call a timeout. We're going to take, well, actually, we'll just keep it right here for a minute. We got some Brian girls, 3rd most goals in a game for a team in OHSAA history. They beat Bowser 23-0.
Holy smokes.
That's like a football game.
I think so, yeah. How about that?
Couple touchdowns, couple 2-point conversions.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'd love to see who scored those goals. Probably a few hat tricks in there.
I know the boys were winning. I think we won.
It was, I think, 5-1 last time I saw in the second half, and it was 1-0 at halftime. And
so all right, now let's see what they did. It was 9-4 the last I heard Bears. I mean, that game's well over now since the girls' game's over, but Quick, tall pass all the way
goodness.
out to Andrew Williams, and this kid is a stud because that's a touchdown.
Holy smokes.
That is another touchdown. He just beat everybody.
I don't think Andrew Williams wants this night to end.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean,
that
the
was
game that he's having.
That was a 82-yard reception.
Wow.
Wow. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing to that. He just ran straight down the field, and he was just faster than everybody else.
Off to a track meet.
Yeah. And if you're Wolf right there, it's throw it as far as you can, and I'll go get it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's the game plan right now. That's what's worked against the Bears is trucking it down the field.
And if I'm the NLL right now, I might be a little scared of that. if Napoleon can run the ball, that's just going to open up, the passing game that much more for Napoleon.
That was a weird snap. It just kind of dribbled on the ground, but the extra point is, I think that was good. No good? No good. Okay. He didn't get it off the ground. Well, that seems to be rough. Maybe you actually have to play it at full speed in order to have it happen.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
20-6. That makes it. That was less. That was less than 20 seconds.
That
worth
was.
of play.
You're right. We talked about ending on a positive note and things like that, and Napoleon. I don't think they're gonna end the game on that, as they'll probably get another possession here. But those big plays right now, you're happy if you're Napoleon to see those.
Absolutely. So the Bears defense, we can tell where a couple of issues are right away. It's in that secondary.
And that's Jace Kepler there. And once again, he didn't play defense at all last year.
Right.
He got hurt. We talked about he's playing quarterback, and due to depth issues right now, he's having to play a little bit of defense. So there's a learning curve there, and he's learning that right now.
So Napoleon will kick off. Bosselman will do the honors. Again, no matter where he kicks it or where it's caught, Bears will start at their own 20. And I think the Bears need to just get another good drive going here.
Yeah, and again, just something positive, something that you can build on. And what you don't want is a 3-and-out here. And
absolutely. They'll march it off. Whistle blows, and they'll put a foot into it. It's so quiet. You can hear every coaching thing and everything like that. Bounce inside the 20, and they'll start. Went out of bounds, so the Bears will get it at the 35. We'll take it. So, kick out of bounds. I don't know if he was intending to do that, but it had a big bounce. It bounced right at the 18 and squirted right out of bounds. So the Bears will have it. Let's see. Do they make him you just take it to 35, right?
That's what I thought, but I guess with scrimmage rules and things like that,
I
think
what the deal is.
That's what they're discussing right now is, do we just put it at the 35 or do we give it to everybody at the 20?
They're having a discussion right now about that. Again, you can hear the official asking the questions right on the field. It's just funny. So they'll put it at the 35. That's where the Bears will start things. Official coming over to chat with the line judge here. And the coaches. What do I do? What do I do?
Do you want it at 35? Yes. If you can give it to us at the 50, we'll take it.
First and 10 Bears at the 35. Their own 35. I think Dylan Dominic in at quarterback now. He has it. He will hand off. This is Wolf. Wolf will crush forward, get near the first down yardage. That's not Wolf. That is 35. We say that was Jaden Dennis.
I want to say it is, but I'm not 100% certain on that. But whoever it was there's a puck sweep. Yeah, they got 8 yards.
They'll take it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is if they're picking up 8 yards to carry.
7:04 and counting here, fourth quarter. Dylan Dominic in at quarterback. He calls the signal, hands off, a little delay there, and a pickup of a yard. I think there was some confusion as to what was supposed to happen with that ball.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't know that he was supposed to get it there, and then Dylan's like, hey, man, come and take it. And then, Napoleon was able to respond pretty quickly there.
Let's see if they're going to let Dylan throw the ball here. It's 3rd and 1. Maybe get the first down and then try that.
Yeah. And you got Whitler moving to right guard there, and looks like on the left side, maybe Landon Schilling playing left tackle now. So some shuffling on the offensive line with Parker Ballmer being out.
So 3rd and 1. And we're going to see a pass here. Dylan Dominic, quick pass to his brother Carter. Carter crosses the 50 into Napoleon territory, down to the 44-yard line. Nice little rollout and pass there.
Yeah, and I love that kind of play. You got Carter Dominic, who started on the right side, and then as soon as the ball is snapped, he goes across the formation. And as a linebacker, you're just not going to pick him up and be able to get him. So nice play design there by Brian, able to pick up the first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Bears, starting at the 44-yard line for Napoleon. 5:56 and counting here, 4th quarter. Dylan Dominic is your quarterback. He has a back in the backfield. One wide out here is Brown, 2 on the far side. Man in motion. Handoff. That's Drew Hahn. Hahn will go to the right side. Hahn will turn the corner, cross the 40, out of bounds at the 36-yard line, 35-yard line. And good pickup there, just short of a first down.
Yeah, and you can see the speed out of Drew Hahn there. And he was full speed when he picked up the ball there, and able to pick up quite a few yards.
Tell you what, if you could pick up 9 yards on first down every time, that would be crucial, because it's now 2nd and 1. You got a whole bunch of options here.
That's a lot different than a 2nd and 9 or anything like that, where the playbook shrinks.
Dominic with it in the backfield. He has it back with him. He has it. He will hand off. First down is made. And 30-yard line is caught, so a pickup of 4 yards there for the Bears, and they'll be 1st and 10 from the 30.
Nice run there, but I'll credit the left side a little bit. They had guys 5-6 yards down the field for that running backs, which made it pretty easy to pick up 6 or 7 there.
Clock rolling, 5:23 and counting, 4th quarter. Bears have it at the Napoleon 30. Dylan Dominic has 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, 1 back in the backfield. Carter Dominic is the tight end. Dylan Dominic has it. He will keep it, and he will get nowhere. He will actually lose a yard.
And it looked like the right side there. He came right through. And I think it's his brother who might have missed his block there, didn't get his head in front on a slant, and made the play.
Loss of 2. That'll be something to converse about in the car ride home over the dinner table.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
All right, so it'll be 2nd now and 12. We just talked about 2nd and 1 being key, and now it's 2nd and 12.
And, you know, what we talked about here is this is almost a passing situation only. So
pass does come, and it is out of the outstretched arms of 13. That's Langendorf. He had somebody covering him pretty good. Looked like there was a little contact there, but
yeah, I'm not sure if it was an intended play action or if it was one of those where it's the RPO and you're reading the linebacker, he comes in. And the last couple of years, Brian's put in a few of those plays and as well. And
Pels will come in as the running back now. Carter Dominic will move to the left side in the slot. Langendorfer in there as well, as is Drew Hahn. So left side looks to be the way. 2 people coming. Now he throws right. That'll be Pels out of the backfield, crosses the 30, still moving forward, gets inside the 30 down to the 28.
I think if Dylan had half a second more, he'd been able to roll out a little bit more and get Napoleon on their heels. But positive play nonetheless, but he had to get rid of it a little too early.
Again, that right side, they came through pretty quickly as he was rolling to his left. They sent 2 from the right, and so now that's going to bring up 4th down and 8. Bears will just keep it here as we go under 4 minutes to play. Dominic gets it. Looks downfield, rolls to his left just a little bit, finds a receiver left side. That's Langendorfer. Langendorfer makes the catch, gets the first down. Inside the 15 to the 10 to the 5. Dives for the pylon. Let's see. Yes, touchdown.
There we go. Nice job there. You know, Dylan Dominic avoiding the pressure, able to get it out to Langendorfer. And when he let that ball go, I thought it was going to sail on him a little bit. Nice job there, Dylan and Maddox.
Maddox had to come back to it a little bit. He caught that right inside the first down marker. He had to come back to it just a little bit, made a nice shimmy move to fake out the defender, and then he was gone, take it to the house.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you get your playmakers the ball like that. And once again, Brian doing some positive things and scored on the last 2 possessions.
Brody Devlin will attempt to kick it again. That time it's up and through the uprights.
There we go.
So that makes it 20-13 now. And the Bears trail by 7. Again, this is a scrimmage against Napoleon. Napoleon will get the ball back, 3:32 remaining. And it all starts for real next week, next Friday night. They're going to put field turf down and a nice new press box, and we'll be outside. So everybody, if you're the praying type, pray for no rain.
I'll bring an umbrella just in case.
Have to invoke the Paul Yunker rule and be outside again. So that'll be happening about 6:35 or so. We'll have pregame for you live on Q96.5. We'll have the rebroadcast on BryantSports.com Saturday morning, and then you can watch it on Real TV. 1 o'clock on Sunday. It'll be on channel 19 in Defiance, in Bryan on Spectrum Cable, or 26 if you've got an antenna. And if you don't have an antenna or cable and you want to watch us, go to Walmart, pick up a cheap little $40 RCA antenna, put it on your wall. If you're in Bryan, you'll pick up WSN just fine. I did it this afternoon.
That's pretty awesome.
Kick is made, and it'll be caught and dropped, but they'll still get it to 20. That wasn't very sure-handed of the kick returner, Bryce Martinez.
I think just like the kickers and punters that we've seen so far, I think they need a little bit of pressure.
Yep, they do. They're just not used to standing there.
Yeah.
So Napoleon in the NLL, they play in a pretty tough league. That league has changed, over the course. That's going to get even bigger with the TAC coming along.
Yeah, I mean, coming off a 4-6 season last year, if you're Napoleon, and they always have a chip on their shoulder, it seems like, playing in the NLL, being the smallest school in it and whatnot, and we always consider Napoleon to be more rural, like Bryan ourselves. So they go out there and they got to play some of the big dogs like Perrysburg and Anthony Wayne and some of those programs that have been really hot as of late the last few years.
Yep, 4-6 as you said. Let's take a look at their schedule for this year, if it'll pop up for me. Let's see if we can do that. Technology is wonderful when it works. All right, Napoleon has a new quarterback. This is Lucas Gherkin. He was the JV quarterback, so Gherkin will have it, and he will keep it, and he will be tackled.
And I'm guessing, luckily, we're probably not going to see any more of Andrew Williams.
Yeah. Napoleon will play versus Defiance on Friday night. Then they head to Liberty Center for that Battle of Henry County at Wauseon versus Sylvania and versus Perrysburg. So the non-league games, Defiance, Liberty Center, Wauseon. The Bears will go to Van Wert, then they'll play home against Maumee and Fairview, head to Archbold, and then Delta back-to-back. Again, all the games with the exception of the Van Wert game will be streamed live on BryantSports.com and rebroadcast on WOSN. Napoleon drives forward just a little bit, still picks up about 3 yards. Go under 3 minutes to play. And then you can watch on BryantSports.com as well. And working all of our technology tonight, trying things out and seeing how it goes. It's worked so far, so good.
Technology's been great.
It's just those announcers that
get you every time.
That's right. So 3rd and 10 now for Napoleon. One wide out near side, one wide out far side. Back in the backfield, tight end as well. Carter Dominic pursuing the quarterback. He will throw downfield and overthrow his man. That was intended for 44, Devin Hall.
Got that inside pressure there by Carter Dominic, defensive end, and which forced the throw there. And really, that's a pretty solid throw by the Napoleon quarterback, especially if he's their JV quarterback, able to throw off his back foot like that.
The only common, they got common opponents in Liberty Center, Wauseon, and Maumee. Those are the 3 common opponents that Napoleon and Bryan will have this year. They play Maumee in week 6. Bears play Maumee in week 2. And this will be a punt. And it is going to be caught and dropped again. It is true. I mean, nobody's coming at you.
Yeah.
Wow. So the Bears will have the last 2:13 here. Let's see if they can get another drive going, maybe tie this sucker up.
That would be kind of nice. And if you're Bryan right here, you got 2-minute drill you could run here with 50 yards to go.
We're going to see Dylan Dominic again as your quarterback. Aiden Pels is in the backfield with him. Workhorses Carter Brown, Drew Hahn, and let's see, who else we got here? Maddox Langendorfer. Again, numbers are different here because of this game. You got Carter Dominic in at tight end on the right side. Dominic with it. Throws it low to Langendorfer, or excuse me, Hahn. Hahn will turn on the Jets and pick up 7, maybe 8 yards.
Here we go, and you got the action on the offensive line there. Made it look like run, get that pass out quick, and able to pick up 8 yards.
Now we got another 24 subbing in for 24, so I don't know who is who. We're just going to go with 24 at this point.
Sounds good to me.
2nd and 2. Dominic rolls to his right, will throw. Catch is made by 24 for the first down.
He came across that formation in a hurry, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Pick up of 7. Bears trying to put on the move. Switch on the line there.
It was Devin Egner on the offensive line. They went back to Whitler, Connor Whitler at left tackle now.
Doubles on the far side, one on the near side here. They'll click to throw. Dominic will throw to his right. Catch is made, out of bounds. Another first down. Well, real close. I think he got it.
And that's the benefits right there of Dylan Dominic being able to play last year is, he's not intimidated in these situations or by the speed of the game or anything like that.
2 wideouts each side, one back in the backfield for Dominic. He has the snap, hands to Pels. Pels will move forward inside the 20, down towards the 15, gets to the 15.
There you go, and there's that grinding offensive line.
Another first down.
Good job there. And when that snap is on time like that with a play like that, a quick hitter, big play for the Bears.
Absolutely, that 1st and 10, ball at the 15. Dominic with it, rolls to his left, looking downfield, throws short, inside the 10. Inside the 5, tackle is made, inbounds. Is that another first down? It is. So. Last 3 plays have been exactly 10 yards.
And this is what I thought we might see as we came into this is, a little bit more consistency as you got some blocking on the offensive line, which gives the quarterback more time, and the running back, able to pick up big chunks.
So Dylan Dominic has it. It's actually going to be short by a yard. Dominic in the backfield, under a minute to go. Clock starts. Dominic has it, hands to Pels. Pels inside the 5, keeps his legs churning, gets to about the 2. And they got the first down. Clock will stop as they move the chain, or the down marker rather, because it's now 1st and goal inside the 5 at the 2. Dominic with it, hands to Pels. Pels will make a move, get it in for the touchdown.
Nice move there by Aiden Pels. I think he probably would have gotten in either way, but good job by Brian to finish off that drive with the score.
Absolutely, and that was nice movement of the ball. They came all the way up, and 10-yard chunks, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah, right there. And that's what you want to see. Again, positive things at the end.
And Dominic throws to the back corner of the end zone, catches bobbled, and yes!
Oh, there we go.
Napoleon said no, but Brian said yes,
nice
and the guys in the stripes who matter say yes.
That was way too far for my eyes to see.
Absolutely. I don't know if we've got a good shot of that on replay, but that is 21-20 now Bears, and what they need to do now is make a hold, make some stops. Nice drive there by Dylan Dominic.
Good job, and the way that drive went and whatnot to end it on that 2-point conversion there is a great thing for Brian and some positivity there, and we'll see if the defense can hold up on their end of the bargain.
Absolutely. So what we have seen in the past after a big thing is a touchdown run back after a kickoff, but we don't have that tonight. I guarantee we won't have a touchdown run back tonight after this. Next week, I don't know, but tonight I know for sure.
And if we do, there's something wrong.
If we do, there's something real wrong. The fix is in.
Somebody didn't read the rules.
So Napoleon will get one last chance with 43 seconds exactly on the clock, and we got problems again with numbers coming in. That is something they're going to have to fix.
Maddox Langendorfer?
That's 13. That's what he's worn tonight. I don't know if that's indeed him. But we've got a kickoff coming. They're looking for a ball.
And usually those things get worked out on the Thursday before, the games and whatnot, going through all the special teams. And I don't know the preparation for this week, how different it was. But I know next week it'll be a little bit different with school starting, and kids will be more into routines.
That official ran all the way from the back of the end zone out for this ball. Apparently we have one ball that we're going to be using tonight. Couldn't get another one close. And now he's going to have to get some oxygen or something. Bears will kick off. Catch is made by Jackson Bowser. And now the Bryan defense will have to be stout for 43 seconds, and I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Andrew Williams come off the bench.
I was just going to say, if you're Napoleon, maybe you sneak him in there, but I don't know if Coach Swery cares as much.
He's in there. There's an 11 on the field. He came out. I think he snuck on himself, and they're like, no.
Yeah, it's more important to win weeks 1 through 16.
That's right. Don't need to worry about
week 0, if you want to call it that.
Yep, that's exactly right. So Napoleon will have it. They'll back themselves up to the 20, which is where everybody starts. And all the Bears have to do is hold them here, and they can claim victory over Napoleon in the scrimmage. That's a big if, though, because they've been pretty good when they needed to. Big plays. Quarterback is Lucas Gherkin. He is a junior, 6'2", 181. Bears must sense run because they move forward. The run is made, and it is about a 4-yard run. And
doesn't look like they're in a hurry to run another play.
No, it really doesn't. I was going to say that I don't think they have any timeouts left. I don't know if they get 3 timeouts, but they use 3 timeouts. Yeah. And I think they're content to not go with an injury, and they haven't even started the play clock yet, so I don't know that it much matters. So they're going to let this one chunk down. Under 10 seconds to go here, and this is going to do it for the Golden Bears. They will come away victorious 21-20 in the late stages. Bears scored on their last 2 drives, right? Maybe
I think last 3 drives. Yeah.
So there we have it. So 21-20 Bears win, and we head next week to Van Wert, where it really counts, opening up week number 1 of the high school football season. And we're excited to do it. Going to be Friday at 6:30, 6:35. Again, live on Q96.5. Rebroadcast tape delay on BryanSports.com. WOSN Sunday at 1 o'clock. Most of the other games, at least all the home games, we will definitely have. Internet stream live from here. Those away games get a little dicey with internet and permissions and things like that. We're going to just send it home right now. Thank our director, our engineer, Tony Malanga, our cameras, Tristan Atkinson. I want to thank Chad Savage and Teresa Kuzmal here at Bryan High School. Just the fine athletic staff here. I want to thank the Golden Bear photo. You're actually here when I say this now, but Nate Keel, Matt Neff, and Stephanie Ponzak for getting some of the images and things like that. And, of course, it's been a fun night. I want to thank everybody here at Bryan for the hospitality as always, and we're getting ready to get this one in the books and go on to Napoleon.
And it starts. I mean, and it begins here is the race for the playoffs, and it's for league championship and things like that. So it's exciting.
Napoleon starts things off next week against Defiance, and they will have that game live on WOSN. So Friday night, if you're not listening to our game and want to watch some good football, that rivalry is just classic.
That's a fun 7-0 last year.
Yep.
I mean, that was a fun one, I'm sure. So, it'll be another addition to the River Rock rivalry.
Yep. Bears will face Van Wert again. After that, they will be back home for 2 against Maumee and Fairview. Then they head to Archbold, which will be a tough one in Week 4, and then at Delta in Week 5, the first half of the schedule. So for all of us, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Get back into season form, do some extra vocal warm-ups and things like that, and we'll be ready for next week at Van Wert. Follow us at the Golden Bear Sports Network, and for Nathan Keel, I'm Chris Malenga. Thanks for joining us. Your final score, 21-20 Bears. Have a good